Hey everybody, and welcome to a checkered wild ride with Steveo. We've got Johnny Knoxville, the captain, and let me tell you, he is shockingly candid about his checkered past. Completely caught me off guard the way that he just opened up about the way that we used to behave in the past with all the pills and the booze and the women, and man, is this one juicy. We talk about old stuff, new stuff, and the exciting new project that he and I are working on right now. This is juicy, this is fun, and before we get into it, I want to thank everybody for making my bucket list special way more successful than its predecessor, Gnarly. Thank you for going to steveo.com and checking that out, and now let's get to it. People of the universe, I bring to you Johnny Knoxville.
Well, I'm glad to, oh, there goes the mic. I'm glad to be here, Steve-O. Thank you for having me again and with Wendy.
Yeah, it's just kind of a tough thing for me to live with that your previous episode on our Wild Ride podcast is by far and away the most viewed, most listened to episode that we ever did. And all it was an exercise in you sitting down for me to talk at you the whole time and tell you your stories.
Emily's like, what happens on this podcast? I'm like, oh, you just listen to him talk. It's fine.
Yeah, I asked you about Big Brother, and he told your whole story about Big Brother.
And, and with that said, I think that it was a reasonably entertaining episode.
Sure.
But since then, it's been important to me to grow, to improve my conversational etiquette.
Now, do you think you have improved?
I believe I really genuinely have.
Okay.
Do you not?
I do.
I mean, I think so. I've been here, 3 minutes, and I've said 3 words, so I think he's done much better.
Well, I feel my face turning red. But yeah, no. But I want to really get into it and make it a better episode. So we've got even like kind of a game plan of questions.
Oh, we got some hard-hitting questions for you.
Yeah. Okay.
First off, how you doing?
I am effing wonderful, Steve-O.
Good.
Doing good.
You didn't have your dog last time. Your dog's newer.
Oh, Bucket, yeah. That's why Wendy, she could smell Bucket on me.
Yeah.
Bucket is, she's the complete center of our life.
It's great.
Yeah. She sleeps with Arlo every night and just misbehaves. And, we're very happy. We got her from a rescue, Mutt Scouts. They found her in a trash can in Tijuana.
Wow.
And Emily sent me a photo of her and said, I love that trash dog. So I kind of got her for Christmas for Emily and the kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you just came from shooting a TV show, is that?
Yeah, Password with Jimmy Fallon. I did a couple of episodes. First one, I didn't do so good, folks. But because I usually on TV or whatever, I'm not nervous at all. And I've done game shows, but we're playing for ourselves or charity. But I'm playing for the contestant, and I want them to win. So I was like,
yeah.
So, but I think eventually got there. But it's a fun game.
Was Jackass Family Feud for charity? It would have had to have been.
Yeah. That was all for charity.
And
Tremaine lost for charity.
Yeah.
Tremaine sing.
I
don't remember seeing you
on
on
tour.
that.
I was
Yeah.
on tour, so I couldn't make it. And man, I regretted that I couldn't make that because it was really like I saw it everywhere.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a 30-minute episode, but they kept us forever, and then they made it their season finale, made it an hour episode. So, yeah, it was. We almost lost. We were lost every round until the very last thing, and I would have been so embarrassed.
What was it like to have Danger Aaron on your team?
Well, we overcame it. You know, we persevered.
Now, like last time we had you on, I talked about your involvement in Big Brother,
Your life.
but looking back on it, there wasn't any real discussion of how you found Big Brother. I wonder if there was kind of a synopsis of graduating high school in Tennessee, moving out to what happened between graduating high school and finding Big Brother.
I wasn't, I moved out to become an actor, and I'd taken some classes, and I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts for like 6 weeks. But I was kind of just spinning my wheels, and then my girlfriend got pregnant. I'm like, I need to do something. And so a friend of mine got me a job writing for a couple of magazines. I started writing for magazines. I lived next door to Antoine Fuqua, the director, and he sent me to a casting director who got me a commercial agent. So I had all these sticks in the fire. And one day I show up on the set of Spike Jonze was helping Jake Fogelnest. I guess he was co-directing a video with Jake Fogelnest for Wax. And I remember it's unfortunate, but it was on the day the Oklahoma City bombing happened, because that was people told me on set. And Jeff, that's the first time I met Jeff. He was in the video. And
Jeff Tremaine.
Yeah. And I told him I wrote. He's like, oh, you got to come by and check out the magazine. And I didn't even get to be in the video. I had to go to wait on tables,
Wow.
So I was like, oh. And then I don't know how much time passed before I went down to down south to see Jeff was World Industries.
Okay.
It wasn't even at Flint yet.
Right.
And I walked around. He gave me a tour. And I think it was a little bit over a year or so, or maybe longer, before I got the idea. Maybe a couple years before I got the idea to do the self-defense equipment. He was the only magazine that would support me and helping me buy the stun gun, taser gun. And because I had no money, I blew all the money I had. My mom gave me $300 for Christmas, and I got the cheapest bulletproof vest they had. And then I was sunk, right? So I needed support from Tremaine, and he gave it to me.
Did you not pitch the self-defense idea to like Howard Stern and the talk shows? And
Yeah. I faxed
Nice.
my idea to Howard Stern. and
like pretty far and wide, like everywhere that could possibly host it.
oh, yeah. Like I pitched it to Details Magazine, like everyone you can think of. And almost across the board, people liked the idea, but they kind of wanted to treat it as a negative pickup. They didn't.
Yeah.
They're like, when you're done with it, bring it to us. We can't
Right.
be a part of it until then. But I didn't even hear back from Stern. But much later, he goes, "I just thought you were some nut," which that's fair,
Around the same time, I was pitching to Howard Stern that I would come and douse my entire body with rubbing alcohol, be set on fire, and there in my boxer shorts and do backflips, they didn't want that either.
Jeez.
Did you imagine that?
Moron.
What kind of articles were you writing when you were writing articles?
I liked, I love Hunter S. Thompson, so a lot of participatory journalism type stuff. I'd go somewhere or do something and write about it.
In freelance, you'd submit it to different magazines all over?
Yeah.
And as you were writing, you were getting commercial gigs too, right?
Luckily, my first year, I started auditioning for commercials. Full year, not one callback. And then my next year, I got like 12 commercials. And I didn't think you did that anymore.
It's just water, bro.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I was very lucky because I had a kid then.
And that's how you met Preston? You guys were delivered, because we were talking about, some of the worst jobs that, people had.
Preston, I think, had some of the worst jobs. One of his jobs, he worked at a waste disposal place, and there was a screen that caught all the condoms and tampons and everything, and he had to squeegee that screen. That was his job.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
you win, Preston.
Did you not meet Preston on a commercial audition? It wasn't. It was the
No, I met Preston through friends. I think through Beautiful Jason.
Oh yeah.
And through that group is how I first met Preston. But when we were getting the show for Jackass, he was also, my then wife had a jewelry line, and we need people to make the jewelry and bag it and tag it. And Preston was sitting on the couch bagging and tagging the jewelry along with myself and whoever else we could find.
Nice.
I'm like, hey, you want to be on a show? He's like, sure.
What came first, Jackass or the offer to do stunts on Saturday Night Live?
Jackass came first, and right as we were getting ready to go make the pilot, because the deal took over a year for the deal to get done.
For Jackass?
Yeah.
What made it so slow?
I don't know. You have to talk to the lawyers,
The
but it took
insurance
forever.
that they're going to have the...
Yeah.
So, but at the 11th hour, I got the offer from Saturday Night Live, and I went to the Beverly Hills Hotel and met Lorne Michaels in the Polo Lounge, which incidentally is where Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas started out, Hunter S. Thompson's novel. So I don't know, it was another connection to Hunter. And God, it was I was going to get 5 minutes on the show to do like a stunt or a prank every week. And for a guy who was waiting tables, and suddenly I got this pilot I'm about to shoot, and then Saturday Night Live wants me to do something, and it was a lot, because it's like everything could fail. I could make the wrong decision, but I just thought, God, I'm just going to bet on myself and my friends, because on SNL, I would have been lucky to be on SNL, but I wouldn't have any control.
There is a lot to be said for not letting other people control your stuff. And wow, is it important not to let other people control your private information. And that's why NordVPN is so important. It stops people from snooping into all your bank account information, all your private stuff. It keeps you safe, and it allows you to enjoy stuff as if you were in other countries. Why? Because it changes your location online. Doesn't let anybody know what you're up to or where you are. And it opens up all kinds of entertainment, so it just pays for itself. NordVPN. And wow, do they have a huge deal for you guys. I'm talking about a major discount if you go to nordvpn.com/Stevo. That's NORDVPN.com/Stevo for huge savings, plus 4 additional free months on your 2-year plan. And get this, there's nothing to lose, because you've got a 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee. If you don't love it, then get your money back. You got nothing to lose, except for all of your private information, everything in your bank accounts, if you don't take this step to protect yourself by going to nordvpn.com/Stevo. Now, let's get back to it. Right.
And, like, Jackass is big on tone, and if I'm not controlling the tone along with, Jeff and Spike, I don't know. I just bet on myself, and it could have been a big failure. I know we tried our best, but it succeeded.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I think that a lot of people would have no idea that Saturday Night Live offered that to you, and what it would have looked like. I mean, it would have felt like kind of a non sequitur, maybe, like something that just didn't quite fit in with everything else.
And most people serving tables would have dropped what they're doing right away and went on Saturday Night Live.
For sure.
Yeah.
I remember when the Jackass pilot was coming together. I had an offer to be in a music video, some kind of video project for the band Offspring. And they were like, oh, no. I was like, yeah, I got And they were like, no, do it for us. You can't do this and that. And I was like, I think I'm going to go with the Spike Jones project.
You couldn't do an Offspring video and Jackass?
I don't know. Like, there was something or other, like, it was, whoever was in charge at the time, whoever I was talking to, was a little bit bullheaded about it, to say the least. And ever since then, whenever Offspring has come on the radio or anything like that, I'm like, turn it off. I just can't.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Wait, because it reminds you of that situation, or because
like, I didn't
you
like
really
the way
don't?
I'm not saying there's anybody in the band. I don't even remember who I was talking to, but I didn't like the way that they spoke to me.
Oh my! I thought you just were so annoyed at the tone of their music that you're like, turn this. Every time it comes on, you're like, turn that fucking shit off. But it's because it reminds you of
just a resentment.
It's just all of it. It's all of it.
Oh my! That would all make sense.
Yeah.
Not one to hold a grudge.
Ah, man, it's so funny.
You can't even look at this on the screen right here.
Yeah, I mean,
Pictures of us.
I don't get what a lot of the stuff that I hear in their songs too. It's kind of, it all just, I don't know. But,
Look at
but
you
whatever.
getting uncomfortable. You're
I am.
Well, I remember like when we were about to do the pilot for Jackass, I was meeting with Jonas Ackerlund, who was doing like this punk rock. He was trying to put together this punk rock circus. And I was like, Jonas, you got to meet my friend Steve-O. Like, he's a clown. He's very good. You know, we're about to do this pilot, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere really. So, like, it would be great for you to get Steve-O in your circus. I was just trying to get you a gig because I thought ours was going to go.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I remember when I first met you in person was December 30th of 1999.
Jesus.
It was the day before.
That's weird.
Stalker.
It was the day before
New Year's.
Day before New Year's, the big Y2K. And I had flown myself out to California to do my stilt stunt with the stilt costume on fire and the unicyclist and the skateboarder jumping off the roof of the house over my head through the fireball. And I thought I was trying to shoot a cover for Big Brother magazine, but when I got out there, you know, here's Knoxville, Tremaine, I forget if it was Ballard or, you know, but and Tremaine said, now that you're here, and I can tell you we're not just shooting this for the magazine, we're actually shooting this for a pilot for MTV. And Jackass wasn't even the name, it was just kind of an untitled pilot for MTV. And you guys had no idea what it even was. I remember before my stilt stunt, like you and I sat down on like a couple bales of hay in the back of this house, and like you kind of interviewed me. We didn't know if it was going to be like an interview, the subject kind of a thing before the bit. Maybe you guys were toying around with the idea of it was going to be like a talk show desk kind of a thing, throwing to clips. But ultimately it just ended up being like, okay, forget about a format, just make it.
Well, we had the call with Spike. We're like, is there a sitting behind the desk portion of the show or this or that? And he's like, you guys are already doing the show. Just make it like the Big Brother videos.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, yeah, that's where we're going with it.
What was your first impression of Steve when you first met him?
He was very excitable. I mean, I can be a lot, but Steve-O could be a lot, especially when you were using.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when on the show, it was like you were, not that I wasn't drinking and doing pills. We both were, but like you and I are always going opposite directions. You know?
That's a very kind way to put it.
No, but it's like you were like you just wanted to get smashed.
Yeah.
And I was just wanting to go to the bar and, you know, and
have 8.
get distracted with women or something.
Yeah, I wanted to draw attention to myself, and you wanted to kind of duck out of the attention, and I was just a lot. I was a lot.
But you also knew that you were a lot. It's not like, and that goes a long way.
Social awareness of like,
Yeah.
when people are getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
At that time, he couldn't do anything about it. But I mean, he knew he was a lot, but he couldn't calm himself down. But then it's just like you just learned, like that's how he is. He knows it, and you just love him. You know.
There are times I remember just being like, I remember multiple times where you like not subtly, not slyly, like just put like pills in my food, or you know.
Oh yeah.
Just like let me just stick 2 Xanax bars in Steve-O's sandwich right now, blatantly, like he knows they're there, but just make him eat these 2 Xanax bars just to try to get him to come down a couple notches, and even that wouldn't do it.
One of my favorite moves was Steve-O. I walk up to him and I stomp on his foot. He go, ah, and then I pop up Xanax in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think you learned to stop giving me Adderall pills.
But the Xanax really didn't work either. You know, it's just like,
yeah.
Yeah, you don't strike me as somebody that ever said like, no, I've had too much. Like you probably just were down to go.
Dude, I was just gnarly, and I think that over the years since then, I'm very happy to have become an easier guy to be around.
oh yeah. and hopefully I have too, because like I had a long way to go in that area. Just feeling like sometimes you always need to be on and causing as much chaos as possible, because that's what we did for a living. And then it's like, yeah.
For sure. But, like, I was telling the guys this before, that, for all the people, like, the Jackass is so loved, and what people always say about it is, how the camaraderie between all the guys just really reads. You can tell that everybody says, you can tell you guys just love each other so much, and that's what makes it work, this great chemistry. And I don't disagree with that at all, but like I was telling the guys, it kind of hurts my heart that we don't, like, really get together for dinner, like, very often at all, and I feel like it's just, it's so beautiful that we've had this relationship for decades now, that here we are growing old together. And, we're growing old together. We've become like more mature, better adjusted versions of ourselves. And I want us to be able to spend more time and have more of a relationship.
Yeah. I could do better in that department for sure, because I never, like, I just like being home with the kids and Emily and our lousy dog Bucket.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that we've not had a great relationship, because we have. And, I brought my limited edition numbered print Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, you finally took the price tag off of it? For years, he just had the picture on his wall with the price tag next to it.
Well, he said even before that, he just put tape on the wall and had it hanging up in his room.
Yeah.
The year, I think, was 2005 or 2006. Knoxville says, hey, man, I got you something, and to go pick it up at this address. So I go into this place. It was kind of a nondescript store. I didn't even really know what it was. And I said, hey, you got something for me? And they hand me this big, flat, brown paper bag. And I pull out of it this print of Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, wow, because Ozzy was my hero. I always said, like, man, I want to party like Ozzy. He was so out of control, such a maniac, and I want to, like, be that. And pulled it out. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I look in the bag, and there's the receipt. And the receipt shows that the price of the print was more than $1,500. I was like, wow. And it says right on there, like, it's 21 of 90 in existence. This picture. And
I didn't even frame it for you. Hey, Steve-O, go pick up your gift.
Oh, come on, let's face it. Wrapping gifts is just a waste of paper. But the biggest waste of paper is when you smear poop all over your own butthole with toilet paper. It's so stupid, I can't believe it. I mean, come on. When's everybody going to start washing their buttholes with bidets from Hello Tushy? I've been doing it for years. It's my favorite product I've ever been introduced to by this podcast. I love my bidet from Hello Tushy, and wow, do they have a special deal for you, man, so that you too can conveniently twist a dial and feel that refreshing blast just washing your butthole. Man, you've got to try it. And if you go to hellotushy.com/Stevo and use the promo code Stevo for a limited time, you will get 15% off your first bidet order, and that applies to every bidet that they have, plus free shipping. You can't beat it, man. It's the best product I've ever promoted, and this deal is for a limited time only. So go to hellotushy.com/Stevo and use the promo code Stevo. By the way, there's not a better holiday gift out there. So jump on it, and let's get back to it.
What an ass.
Like,
poster tube.
I brought it home to my apartment at the time, just grabbed a piece of tape and just stuck it with no frame. I just taped the print to the wall, and then right next to it, I taped the receipt that said $1,500 to the wall. And then, like, shortly thereafter, I was on MTV Cribs and like highlighted it and like bragged about it. Like, here's the print and here's the receipt. It's so funny. And you know it became like such a more beautiful thing, because I went on to learn that picture was taken in 1974 of Ozzy Osbourne, and it was taken in London, England. And I was born in 1974 in London, England. Like, that photo was snapped as I was.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Planned out the whole time.
But yeah, it's just rare. I mean, there's just been things like that over the years.
That's Mick Rock, right?
Yeah, and he just passed away.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of artwork,
Yeah, speaking of artwork.
Wow.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Ozzy Osbourne artwork.
Yeah, I mean, we have, we decided that we should do another collab that people can be excited about.
Yes.
And we are just introducing to the world our new skateboard design.
Yes. I'm really psyched on this one. I was psyched on the last one, but this one is, from a really great artist, Todd Braytrude.
A legend in art, and particularly skateboard art. And the first skateboard collab that we did, like I kind of pulled it together, made it happen, steered the ship. And this time, you are the kind of creative engine behind it. And so it's kind of cool. Like I drummed up the first one, you drummed up the second one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was
mind.
more the producer on it,
Yeah.
just trying to get it done and going back and forth between you and Todd. And yeah, it was, I'm really psyched with
Now
how
the first one
yeah.
was the Johnny O. Is this the Johnny O? Or the
We're calling this Johnny O
Johnny
2.0.
2.0.
Oh, wow.
I think
Okay.
so. And then here I am, signing for the very first time. Here you go, I think in black.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Where's a good place to sign? You're a pro at this.
I don't know. I kind of think go that way maybe.
Go this way?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me, but let's not water down our fascinating conversation.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Don't.
There it is.
Now, are one of you guys going to keep that first one, or are you going to give that one, or
Here we
put
go.
that for sale on the website already?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But in any case, it's exciting. The first one was great. The first one, I mean, they're going on eBay for more than $600.
Sheesh.
It's unbelievable. So these things have proven to increase in value, and I expect that this one will be even more the case, because I don't think that we're trying to push this one for very long.
Yeah, and Todd is an amazing artist. So
Yeah, and I love that. I love that you reached out to do that again.
yeah,
I appreciate that. Okay, so on this art, for people just listening, you are holding a cattle prod.
Yes.
Which is something that is near and dear to your heart.
yes.
And we, in this very van, heard Eric Andre really, really butthurt about you.
Yeah.
So
He's
if
very sensitive.
Yeah. I mean, we all love Eric Andre, and,
Yeah.
and yes, he's also very sensitive. So I just wonder if, he described he quit the show, he came back to the show, he couldn't stand it, it was too much like, you were terrorizing him. If you could characterize the experience with
Yeah,
Eric.
he quit the show 3 times in the first 7 days.
And the show is called Prank Panel.
Yeah. And it was very traumatic for him starting out, because I thought, we're going to go at each other. And I went at him, and I think it came down to he's used to being the hammer and not the nail. And to be the nail, it just kind of threw him back on his heels. But yeah, I mean, finally on the 3rd time he quit, he was like, he was done for good.
Yeah.
And so like Kimmel's having to call me. Like the first time he quit, I was in Minnesota with Emily, seeing her parents. He's like, you got to call me. And I call, he's like, Eric quit. I'm like, what? Because he had pranked me that Friday.
What does that look like when he pranks you?
It didn't go so good. He brought out a stun wand and hit me with it.
Okay. See, I think you guys were kind of maybe loosely interchanging the idea of prank with assault.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's like. Is it assault when I go after you guys on Jackass?
I mean, certainly not on Jackass, but I think that, like Eric Andre,
It's a prank.
Yeah, it's assault. It takes it into like, whoa, we're not
Right.
there. Like,
Right.
this is all for humor.
right, understood. And I think that when I say assault, that's obviously not my take on it. I think that was the.
Oh yeah, no, that was
sense
running through his mind.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, what? That's not the game we're playing.
Right.
But I mean, of course, I got it. We got him to come back, and we just couldn't prank each other anymore the rest of the season, or I couldn't prank him, and it was fine.
And overall, it was a good experience with the show. Are you guys going to do any more?
Yeah, it was a good experience. It was hard. It was very hard because when we're pranking on Jackass, you set up the prank and run people through all day long till you get the desired reaction. And on this,
You've only got one mark.
You only got one mark. You know, you're pranking someone's sister, brother, and but pretty early on, I'm like, we're going to have to bring in other practice marks to have something to air if it goes wrong.
Right.
So that happened a few times, and thank God we had practice marks, because even if you're doing pranks, you're not going to go 20 for 20, and we had to get 20 of those. Mm-hmm. So first we were going to do like 30 pranks to get 20, but by the end of the year the money ran out. We had to go 20 for 20. So it was tough, but I think we did pretty good. Some of the pranks we pulled off were like as epic as anything we'd done on Jackass, like 2 or 3 of them. So
yeah, the clown one.
The clown one. Did you ever see the clown one?
You know, I saw, like, I didn't see the whole episode. I just saw like bits of it.
Well, you gotta watch the clown one.
I know. You told me about that, and I've been terrible. You know, like I love you so much, and I've never seen like your acting in movies. It's a weird thing, and it's almost like a streak that like I've just kept preserved. That like from ages and ages and ages ago, I was able to say I've never watched a Johnny Knoxville movie that I wasn't in. and then recently it occurred to me because I kept the streak alive, and I thought,
well, thank you.
Yeah. You shouldn't have.
I know, but now I think like
well, I said you're missing out because there's that movie, Alan Parsons Project, or what's the movie called?
Grand Theft Parsons.
Grand Theft. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Well, thanks. I wasn't too happy with my performance in that, and that was very early on. But there have been some that I would like you to watch, Steve-O.
Yeah,
and,
I would. I'm gonna. The idea of not having seen your movies is silly, and it struck me as
a little selfish.
He's like, if I don't got a piece of the back end, I'm watching.
He's there. No, I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. I watched Bad Grandpa, and it was genius.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a little taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little taste.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did have a little taste.
You got a taste.
Yeah. Okay. So what Knoxville means by a little taste? I wasn't in the movie on screen, but I did have a little taste of the back end. And that was a generous thing because you guys said since it was under the Jackass banner that the Jackass guys.
And when he was doing that, you were originally bummed.
If I'm honest, I was bummed. But you know what I'm bummed about today? Is people destroying the world, making crappy products and exploiting the people who made them. I'm talking about crappy clothes, okay? And that's why I'm so hyped about Outer Known. My bro Kelly Slater started this company for a better planet, man. Come on. They use organic and recycled materials, and they're made in fair trade factories where people are treated nicely, and it's all way better for the world, and it looks way cooler when you wear it. So they've got a killer deal for you. If you go to outerknown.com/Stevo and use the promo code Stevo, then all of my friends and followers enjoy 25% off their entire order. That is a massive discount. You should jump on this immediately by going to outerknown.com. That's outerknown.com/Stevo and use the promo code Stevo for that massive 25% off your entire order. Hop on it and let's get back to it.
Because
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And I may have had a conversation with somebody in a different setting who said that that all Paramount wanted was more Jackass, but all Knoxville wanted was like to do real movies. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, the Jackass is great, but I want to preserve the legacy, and really what I want is to be like movies. So this guy says, I kind of lied to my bosses saying, you know, I'm going to get Knoxville to do Jackass 4, but really what they were talking about was Bad Grandpa. And so the tragedy of it for me was that it came out on the internet, and the story was Paramount Pictures has bought jackass4.com, jackass4movie.com, jackass, and I was like, wait, like they're doing this, and that was what it was Bad Grandpa. But they initially snatched up all the Jackass 4 thing, and I think it was a way that the Bad Grandpa was a way to get Paramount happy they had more Jackass, and to get you happy that you had like more of a movie situation. This was how it was described to me.
Yeah, someone said they were trying to get me to do Jackass 4, and we did Bad Grandpa instead.
They did not. The Paramount wanted Jackass 4. And so Paramount was told, you guys are going to get Jackass 4. You wanted...
No, Paramount was never, ever told that. Ever. Like, we decide, like, at the last second, and then we call up Paramount, hey, we'd like to do another one.
Well, then I've been lied to.
Yeah.
All that time, you were so bummed for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was, like, I saw the stories about they bought up jackass4.com.
They probably did, but that was, like, I never promised them. That was in 2011 or 12 we did Bad Grandpa? Something?
It was 2012. Yeah, 2012.
Because when we went to Paramount to pitch 2 films the day we pitched Bad Grandpa. And we pitched a movie with the Broken Lizard guys, where Willie Nelson was going to play this ass-kicking karate guy. So you get to see Willie Nelson kick ass. And we were praying they bought that one. Jeff and I are like, we hope they don't pick Bad Grandpa, because that's going to be a fucking nightmare to pull off. You know, the whole movie's predicated on, like, people reacting. That's the last thing we wanted, and we went in there and pitched, and then they said, we want to do Bad Grandpa, and we're like, I think we look like we've been punched in the stomach. And we came out of there, walking out of Paramount. Someone just bought a movie from us. It was like a death in the family. We were so bummed.
Really?
Wow.
The actual process of shooting it, too, was, like with you and Jeff, was it... Man, I wasn't there, but were you guys kind of at odds with each other creatively?
It was incredibly difficult, that film, because, like I said, it's all predicated on people reacting, and we had a story. And I think it was very stressful. So yeah, there was a little tension between Jeff and I at times on that film, just because it was incredibly difficult.
Well, right. And when you say predicated on reactions, what you mean is the film was comprised, like, exclusively of hidden camera footage. Like, very, very little scripted filler to drive it along. And, like, the fact that you did that, unbelievably impressive. But, like, what you get one thing, and then now you got to go back to the drawing board and be like, oh, well, we thought the story was going this way, but what we got is this. So now we got to kind of...
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of trips, like, we had a loose narrative, like, where the story was going to begin and end. But I would be doing these pranks on the first couple of trips, and I didn't know where I was in the story, right? So I don't know what to push along or to say, and finally we came home after. We'd been getting great stuff, but we didn't know where we were in the story, and Spike finally, he goes, hey, I read your guys' treatment that you wrote up. That's not a story. He's like, we got to shut down and just work on the story as either the whole month of November, maybe the whole month of November. And we did, and he came by and he really hashed out the story with us. Not too much story.
You got to keep it simple.
Very simple, but it really changed everything, because when we went back out on the road the following January next year, I knew exactly where I was in the story and what I needed to do and what I could do. And, yeah, it was, I'm so happy we did it now. And, you know, like, before we shot that first prank in the movie, I was still I was really bummed. And I was just focused I was just like telling myself, oh, it's going to suck to sit in get the makeup done for 3.5 hours every day. And that was not actually what was happening. I mean, it took that long, but I was more scared about failing and thinking, I'm going to shoot this for 3 months and have to turn it into a jackass, because we're not going to get anything. Mm. But after the very first prank we did, it went good. It didn't make it the movie, but it went good, and all that stress went away, and I felt like I think we got this. I got this.
Yeah.
Is it more stressful shooting the reaction stuff than, say, knowing you're going to get hit by a bull?
It's different.
A different kind of stress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get more stressed for stunts watching them do something dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I get nervous myself, but I just don't like watching them when it gets too big, to do anything too big.
Yeah, it's I remember my stunt where I laid down in the rocket engine fuel and the guys lit it and I ended up all burned up.
That wasn't even a stunt. That was like a cry for help, I thought. You know, it was. It's like, I called you and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, well, I remember like
there's a lot of other stuff that went along with that prank, and I don't know how much you want to get into that, but you were in a kind of a way at that time.
That actually sent me into a way, kind of. But yeah, I was. It was.
The next 5 days.
We had a little
wasn't
talk
fun.
after I saw that video.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough one, but at the same time, like on my new bucket list special, where I get the 4-inch needle in my spine and I'm paralyzed, and the guys are like, you know, like testing how paralyzed I am with paintballs and tasers and flames, and like
that's a tight
good times.
That's a bad situation to be in for us, because it's like, here we are, he's paralyzed from the waist down, and like the whole bit is relying on us seeing if his legs are dead, and so like we have to do it because it's the bit. We went big for it, and while I'm doing it in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, if he dies and this footage goes before a judge, the judge is like, I'm sorry, you guys did what? You know? And so like,
who's producing this? Me.
And it's like, but if we don't do it, we don't torture you on the ground, you're going to be done and be like, dude, I did all this for nothing.
Yeah.
And if we did do it and something did happen to you, I'm sitting there lighting your feet on fire, shooting you up with the fucking paintball. It was in my head, I'm thinking like being in front of a grand jury, like I'm fucked.
Well, you're burying the lead too, because what we didn't expect was that as I'm laying there on the ground, that my whole like respiratory system seems to be shutting down. I can't feel like any indication that I'm able to breathe. For me to draw enough breath to tell you guys that I was having trouble breathing was like difficult.
Well, and then I remember we talked
Sounds
about
like a fucking nightmare. And at that point, I guess you had medical attention on the set?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, the doctor was appropriately dressed up as a clown.
He was the anesthesiologist, I guess.
Like, I'm not even going to be specific, but
okay, he was my old dealer.
Yeah.
But the thing is, before
was he a doctor?
He was a medical professional, yes. He was absolutely a medical professional.
A doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
But here's the fucked up thing, because we had a meeting with Dr. Drew before this, and Dr. Drew's like, it was
Dr. Drew?
No.
I reached out to Dr. Drew and ran the idea by him.
Oh, poor Dr. Drew.
And he said, well, it's safe, but you'll know it's going bad if the medicine goes upwards into your diaphragm and you can't breathe. So he's saying,
he says, really watch out if you find yourself becoming paralyzed above the waist, because sometimes this stuff can back up and then you're going to have your systems shutting down, and that's bad. And that seemed to be precisely what was happening during the bit. And
how far up were you numb?
I couldn't feel my chest at all. I could not tell that I was able to breathe.
Did they get you to the hospital then?
No, they never got me to the hospital. The clown doctor was like, it's okay, you're fine, you know, and like...
The clown doctor.
And like the
a little horn.
It was just very intense, and in that circumstance here, like these guys, their job is to like do all this terrible stuff to me. So that's kind of what was going on. But by the end of it, this happened in August in the baking sun, and like I can't feel what's going on, so maybe I'm being burned up. They carry me over and lay me down on the concrete, and I just start sobbing. And the clown doctor is confused as to what's going on. So and through my tears, I say, the bar for my stunts is so high, and like we fucking raised it, man. And it was just these tears of joy because I had done something that was like far and away more like just fucked up. And like, you know, I remember offering the bit to you for Jackass, and you're like, hey buddy, you know, like we can't like break the law for a movie.
Well, I just didn't want, what I was having trouble with was, I don't want to anesthetize you being
Right,
your
but
history with drugs.
An epidural is waist down, so that actually wasn't a concern.
It was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a
Understood,
fucked
but
up situation.
It was a fucked up situation, and that was the beauty of it. And I know that when you saw the footage, you were like, "Hey, man, like that to me is kind of dark." And like in my view, I agree it's kind of dark, and I would say that, man, like watching you snoring on the ground after the bull flips you into your head is also dark.
Sure, sure.
And like,
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, our darkest moments are like the magic of it, and so I just love it.
Is that one you would never do again?
Oh, the epidural?
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
there are things that could be done with an epidural, but it's not on my list.
Well, if you've done it, you've done it. It's like,
Yeah, you want to retire epidurals?
I don't know. But I think that someone other than me, because of my history with drugs, there should be a tranquilizer dart foot race.
Yeah, the tranquilizer dart is different because it's going to go into your muscle.
It's-
well, we always wanted to do that idea, but I think it's tough when the dart goes in.
It absorbs through the muscle.
Well, you don't want you to pump a bunch of air into a vein or something.
Yeah.
Then you're
Do you
toast.
have bits locked away in a vault that you guys have never done?
Well, you got books.
Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot,
There's
yeah.
a lot of stuff that we haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
Well, I bought out jackass5.com. So
It's crazy how often people ask me, "So are you guys going to do another one?" I mean, we could be on Jackass 27. They'll be like, "So what's up with 28?"
For sure.
Yeah.
But my answer is always, I just can't imagine it happening. But don't take my word for it, because I would have said the same thing about a Jackass 4. For 10 years to go by with no Jackass, and all of a sudden you reach out and say, "Guys, I'm ready to go again."
I know that's happened on the last two. Like on Jackass 4, I started getting that twitchy feeling that I wanted to do it again. And then we were around 2008-ish or 9-ish. We had an office over off of Sunset.
Yeah, for Jackass World.
Yeah, and I just started watching so much Tom and Jerry again, and I started getting that feeling. And
well, that's what inspired you, Tom and Jerry?
well, I just knew that I was trying to think of ideas.
Huh.
Right? I knew that I wanted to do another one, so I was watching, and I thought Jeff would because we had a desk right across from each other, and I think he would see Tom and Jerry, and he would put two and two together. Finally, I said I wanted to do another one, and he was so shocked. A lot of people, everyone was shocked on that one too.
Was
Yeah,
it your
I mean,
idea for the new cast?
What's that?
Was it your idea for the new cast?
I think it was a collective idea.
Collective meaning between you, Jeff, and Spike.
Yeah, I think we just talked and we were like, it would be good to bring on some fresh blood, because
Right.
it might be tonally weird to watch a bunch of old guys do it. It could be sweaty.
Yeah. That was the word.
Yeah.
I want to bring up and apologize. The movie I was talking about wasn't Grand Theft Parsons. I'm really bad at movies and names and remembering things, but it was the one where you played a boyfriend, a drug dealing boyfriend, and it was based on a true story.
Oh, Small Apartments?
No, it was on Netflix, and it's
that was with.
and the girl falls in love with the cop, and the cop is dirty, and
Yeah.
but you played. Your role in that was awesome, and I'm meaning to ask, like, how did you get involved in that? Because that's a movie based on a true story.
Yes, it's Above Suspicion.
Above Suspicion.
Amelia Clark.
Yeah,
I was in that with her.
that was really good.
Philip Noyce is a great director, and I auditioned for that, and usually if I have to audition, I never get it because I'm terrible at auditioning. I get too inside my head, right?
Yeah.
I can't relax, and I'm too inside my head. But that one, I was relaxed and did what I needed to do, and we shot that in Kentucky, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from where I was born.
Huh.
So it was nice.
Yeah, if people get a chance to see that, it was a good movie.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I'm like, I thought that usually, I get sweaty watching myself. I'm like, oh. But I thought, okay, I did pretty good in that one. I did a pretty good job in that one.
I was going to say before that I had an idea for a YouTube video a Johnny Knoxville movie marathon. I'm gonna watch them all and then like react. Or, people make reaction videos, and I put the idea aside. I didn't think to pursue it because I wouldn't want it to like make it seem like disparaging or anything. But I also would love to have the experience and I think that there could be an idea there.
Yeah, you might want to space it out. I don't know if that's something you do over a weekend.
Start with walking tall.
Okay, I wonder with is it the way that society's changed and gone woke and so sensitive, like is The Ringer a movie that you see as problematic in any way?
No, not at all. We made that movie with the support of the Special Olympics, and they wanted us to push the comedy and push the boundaries, because our fan base is like who we're trying to get the word out to, and they were fully on board. And unfortunately, I think I'm very proud of that movie, and unfortunately I think people heard the synopsis that I was going to fake I was
pretend to have a disability.
Yeah, and so I can enter the Special Olympics. And I think people heard the premise and they're like, "Oh, that's not for us." But it's actually a very sweet movie, and I made so many friends on that. I mean, you've met Eddie and John Taylor.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so The Ringer's first up on my marathon.
Yeah, I'm really proud. It's one of my favorite films.
Okay, great.
I love that movie.
You guys are neighbors?
Yeah, I bought a ranch in Tennessee. I don't want to really like put it on blast for exactly where it's at, but I think that I just learned today we own properties pretty near to each other.
Oh well, well, you're kind of giving it away.
Okay.
Okay, then we can
People, all they have to do is look that up.
Right. I don't
But
know.
I sold my property.
The Johnny Cash one?
Yeah. I sold it years ago.
Okay.
But
I mean, whatever, dude.
I think you even on a past podcast you've even said where it was.
yeah, and it's like you're driving around there with steveo.com on the side of your van. It's like people know.
He has like a bat signal that says Stevo up.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you this. Whenever we text, it always seems to be that you're in the gym. And whenever I go get CPAP equipment for my CPAP machine, like the little CPAP store is adjoined to the gym that you go to.
Yeah.
So it's just Knoxville's in the gym, like all the time. Like, what are you training for?
Man, I just have to like exercise because I've had so much trouble with my back.
Okay.
And so I have to do certain things to keep my back, from seizing up. And also, I'm an incredibly vain person.
Right. Okay.
So.
But I was just wondering, maybe you were like hitting the bags, getting her.
Oh no, I am. I just started doing boxing lessons again too.
Oh right.
Yeah. So that's
training for a big fight.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I really got to get in shape for that one. No, I just wanted to train again. It's a lot of fun. So.
I've always been like very careful to not be chubby.
Yes.
Like, is that something you have to put effort into? Because with me, I'm like a yo-yo diet. Like, I'm out of control with food, and then I'm like, I hit a rock bottom, and then I just go the other way, and then I get like kind of back in reasonable shape, and then I think I'm good, and then I start eating like an asshole again.
Yeah. Both my parents gained weight as they got older, and I just didn't want to gain that much weight as I got older because it's just all kinds of health problems.
I know, right?
And, yeah. So yeah, I've always been very conscious of my weight and exercising, and yeah, I flip flop about 5 to 9 pounds.
Yeah, I've never seen you fat in my life.
I was a little Rubenesque this time last Christmas because we've been shooting for a few months, and I was there every day right? And just eating whatever.
The craft services really screws you on
Yeah.
the movie. Craft services is like just the snack setup. They have just like the greatest snacks, just a bunch of tables covered in easy food to just eat. So like we start movies and everybody's been like training, eating sensibly. They're looking their best. Maybe the first week even the guys have their shirts off. But that craft service table just screws you as the production goes on.
Yeah, it does. But like we never had craft service on the first couple of movies, did we?
I remember the third movie, like
Yeah.
that first day when like with the above ground pool, the Preston Lacey
Yeah.
made that. Dude, that I saw that bit like recently. It's so good, and like we all had our shirts off. That was the first week of filming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That and because we had a 3D crew with us, and the crew got much bigger on the third one, and so we're like, we got to have craft service because that's what people who are in the business are used to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't remember one on the first couple.
Yeah, the first
Everyone was so high, I don't think they'd be eating anyway.
yeah, the first movie you had the cocaine buffet crafty service.
yeah.
Something that I've been thinking about lately, and I remember us doing it. I don't remember it ever coming out, but
You talking about the bummer?
no. No.
Are we allowed to talk about that
No, we're
yet?
not talking about it. And apologies for all the times I tried to bully you into it. Lately, I've been thinking about helium balloons. I just can't, I know it's been done. I know that we even did it. The idea was like, I think we sent up Bam with a bunch of helium balloons, and he was supposed to shoot the balloons to come back down.
Well, as written, I think I wrote the idea is to get one of those big weather balloons and walk up behind somebody with what do you call those things?
a carabiner.
A carabiner, and just pop it on their belt and watch them float away.
Yeah.
But then it's like that's problematic because
They fucking go into the atmosphere.
yeah. And even if we do it over water, so
I'm so sorry.
I seem to recall that at the Team Pain compound in Orlando, I have a memory. I think it was Bam flying around with helium balloons. Maybe I'm just.
we did do that, but he knew he was going up, and we had to put a tether on the balloon too.
Oh, okay.
So that was the only way the insurance would allow us to do it if we had a tether to the balloon, which defeats the whole fucking purpose of the idea. So we still I don't know, we'll still try it. And we tried it, and he took a BB gun up and shot himself down. But the reason it wasn't in was because he knew it was happening and there was a tether. And
So without a tether, it's
What does a tether do? From the
I mean,
floor?
it's just saying like
there's a tether to the balloon, so
So
it's like
what's in the
he can
ground?
never get away.
Yeah,
You know?
he's
Yeah.
leashed to the ground, so he can't go up into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because I've had that on my mind, man. Like
Doing what
to
with it?
do
The
it
same
without
idea?
a tether. Like I was just thinking of ways to draw a lot of attention to myself to promote my bucket list special. And I thought if I just was floating with a ton of helium balloons, in the right spot, that I might catch some headlines.
Well, didn't someone, I don't know whether it was a rumor or someone did it in a lawn chair.
Yeah, there were.
Is that a
I
false?
googled it. I think it was in Canada. A guy, and I feel like he got arrested or something.
Arrested for what? Like international airspace?
I don't know. But
I mean, how the
I,
fuck?
I read.
That doesn't look like a lawn. That looks like a pro job.
Yeah, right.
It's a hoarder.
I don't know how to approach it. I just was thinking of what's a good way for me to just do a big thing and get a lot of
Yeah, I guess. I mean, did the guy have a? See, even a
gun?
parachute is like a tether.
And
You know,
went-
it's
yeah.
like you gotta. Feels like you gotta go for it, or
You gotta have a BB gun to shoot the balloons.
yeah,
Not
that
too
seems
high.
fine.
Like shoot one at a time, to
Yeah.
regulate your elevation.
I'm gonna keep looking into it. I probably shouldn't put this out there, but hey, you know what?
I mean, you can put it out there if you want. I think surprising people is good too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
So
let's.
I'm cutting that too.
So we're cutting that too. We're really fucking.
Or it's like there's is that a balloon the shape of is that a cartoon or the
It's Pixar.
Oh, because like if you made a big huge balloon that looked like Tremaine and you flew up with that, something's there.
Yeah. All right. So the TV show that you did today is just a one-off thing you did.
Yeah.
What do you have like on the horizon? If there's anything that you want to talk about?
Well, I do my radio show with my cousin Roger.
Yeah, you've been doing that forever.
The Big Ass Happy Family Jubilee on Outlaw Country on Sirius we've done way over 500 shows. So we've been doing that a long time, and that's usually the highlight of my week, getting to chat with him for an hour and play music. And I have a few films I'm getting ready to do next year because I've been off the whole year because of the strike.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that, and I just started a podcast, but it's very premature, and so more on that later. But
What are the movies? Can you talk about anything that for next year?
yeah, I don't know, because like if you talk about a movie ahead of time and then it doesn't come out right,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I should have kept that under my hat.
Well, that's
I shouldn't
good.
have brought up Life Without Dick on Letterman before it was shot. You can skip that one, Steve-O. But you might like the ones that are so bad.
Okay.
But I don't know if it gets to so bad it's good. It may just
cult
kind of,
classic.
hover.
Dude,
Sharknado,
that reminds me of something of legend that.
The Bummer.
No, you weren't you on Letterman? And like you were up in the rafters and jumped out and like badly hurt yourself landing and then sat through the interview.
Yeah, I think it was my first time on Letterman, and I jumped out of the catwalk.
The rigging, yeah.
Yeah, and sprained both my ankles.
I wonder if is there footage of that? Oh wow.
Yeah,
look at that.
you can see footage of it, and I think a skater could have rolled out of it, but I don't know how to fall, so I just went straight down.
Yeah. I mean, your lack
Look at that.
wow. Your lack of ability to fall correctly makes you the most exciting professional skateboarder.
Well, thank you. No, I would do regular movies, and the stunt guys would try to teach me how to fall. I'm like, don't you dare. I don't want to learn how to fall.
That's so great. I wonder now, like I'm sensitive to this. Like I don't know that I could have done it any other way, but when I've been promoting my bucket list special, objectively, because I ejaculate on camera, because I've got the medical professionals.
Literally on the camera?
I think I did ejaculate.
Just a little bit? Okay.
Yeah. With the ejaculation, with the medical professionals stealing drugs and administering them in non-medical settings, like there's just a good amount of stuff that I simply would never have been able to do for Jackass.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was not bashful about making that abundantly clear when I was promoting the bucket list special. But part of me, like by saying, the stunts that he couldn't do for Jackass, strong selling point. But I just kind of crawling into your head and imagining you seeing my bucket list promos. I almost feel you cringing when you see that, and I just want to.
I've probably seen your promos, but
Yeah.
we're good, Steve-O.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like.
Yeah, I'm just sensitive to that because I want to respect you. I want to respect the legacy, and I also want to. Again,
Well, thank you, but I get it. You got a thing to promote. So
yeah, and it's objectively true too. So
Yeah,
I feel
like-
good about that. I really did push things pretty damn far.
yeah, whether it's like we couldn't do it legally, or Jeff or I thought tonally maybe that's not right for us, and so yeah, it's stuff that wouldn't make Jackass, and you
Yeah.
you did it.
Yep. And I sent you a line cut of a show. Like I think it's been well over a year since it was just a long time ago. It was just a recording.
Hopefully,
of one
I
of my shows.
got notes back to you.
You did.
Okay, good.
Oh, 100% of the time I've ever sent you anything for notes, you've always not only taken the time to really watch it or read it or whatever the case may be, but really giving back thoughtful notes.
Well, thank you.
And I took all of your notes on the bucket list very much to heart. I still had plenty of touring to do to do my best to implement them. Like in some cases I did it 100%. In other cases, like I tried it didn't work. But the biggest
They're not all hits, Steve-O.
but the biggest note that you gave me was to try to be more conversational in my delivery. And that inspired me to hire a speaking coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not a voice coach. Obviously not a voice coach. but a speaking coach. And what that speaking coach, those sessions, it felt like therapy. Like kind of like trying to chip away at like what is it that's making me so stiff? And there was a self-consciousness about being on stage performing live comedy.
Sure.
Like how do people want to accept me? Like, and it just helped so much, and that was totally because of you. And I think the bucket list is way better because of it.
Oh, that's good. But I totally understand that, because you're like, if I'm doing a character and I'm big, you can hide behind that, right? And they're not. And if something goes wrong, it was the character, but it's harder just to be yourself.
Yeah,
it's hard to be in front of a crowd and be yourself. And of course, you're gonna, try a bunch of different ways starting out. But
the biggest thing was with the speech coach, the speaking coach. She said in the stunt video, the vignettes that are peppered throughout the performance, you're very natural and loose and conversational.
Yeah.
The vignettes, and while you're doing these like unbelievably crazy things, but then when you're just on the stage, like just talking, that it's less natural. Like, why just be the guy in the clips? And that became my mantra.
Yeah.
Like I'm just the guy in the clips.
yeah, you're very funny and lovable and self-effacing and very honest about your feelings in the stuff we do.
Is it harder for you to do a movie or like a Jackass? Like, are you more comfortable filming a clip on Jackass, or like when you're in a movie and you have the whole crew looking at you and you have to rehearse lines? And is there a big difference, or is it?
And initially, getting over the camera took a while.
Tell me about it.
Well, I mean, I just remember in high school, I already said, I want to go out to Los Angeles to be an actor. I'd already been very open about that. And someone came to our school to talk about our lunch program and how we can do it better. And we had to talk to people on camera and tell them. It was like 7 of us. And down the line, everyone was so natural and good. And when they were like, it's your turn, terror.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything. I just froze, and it took. I moved to LA, and I would do scene study classes on camera. Jeremiah Comey, he's a great acting coach, and little by little, I became less conscious of the camera. But at first, it's scary. But by the time I got around to doing films, I was okay with the camera. But
Like when you're doing Walking Tall, were you nervous about the camera?
No, not at all. Not
at all.
No, no, I'd conquered that fear
Cool.
by the time I was doing that.
I remember we were shooting the Jackass TV show while you were filming Walking Tall, and part of your contract for Walking Tall precluded you from being able to do any dangerous stunts.
Well, I was doing Big Trouble.
Big Trouble. Yeah. That's the
Big
one.
Trouble was like, we did Jackass, and Big Trouble was like the second movie I got, but it was a big movie. Rene Russo, Tim Allen.
Right. You're right.
Tom Sizemore. I had every scene with Tom Sizemore. And then there was like Stanley Tucci and Dennis Farina, huge actors. Jason Lee was in it. I remember they flew me down first class to Miami, and I was already nervous because I wasn't supposed to do any stunts, and I had a sprained ankle. So I'm like, okay, if they don't fire me for my acting, they're going to fire me when I get there for my ankle. So I got in first class, and it was great, and I was like, this is terrible, because this is what I'm about to say goodbye to. And I get down to Miami, and they pick me up back when they sent a limo. They picked me up in a limo, took me to my hotel room. It was a big suite. I'm like, this is even worse. Everything they did nice for me, I'm like, this is all going away tomorrow at the table read. And so I at the table read, every scene's with Tom Sizemore. I'm sitting across from Stanley Tucci, Dennis Farina, Rene Russo. Barry Sonnenfeld, his director, is down here. And I meet Sizemore, and he's like, hey, how about you be good today? And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is terrible. And so we start doing our scene, and every line is with Tom. And Tom, I give him a line, and he's about to say his line. He's like, what are you doing with this accent? It's terrible. And I'm just like, oh, no. You know, everything's coming true. And I look down at the director, and he's kind of looking at me, and I look over at people across from me. But I'm like, you know what? I felt like Sylvester Stallone in Rhinestone. I'm like, if I'm going to die my way. So I kept doing the accent. Later, 30 minutes later, I give him a line. He's about to do a line. He's like, you're still doing that accent, Barry. And he looks at Barry Sonnenfeld.
Jesus.
And Stanley Tucci looks over and was like, And I thought it was a comment on me, but it wasn't. But anyway, long story short, afterwards, Sonnenfeld came up and was like, don't worry about Tom. Just keep doing it exactly the way you're doing it. And which made me feel relieved, but I still was nervous. And Sizemore really laid it to me for those first couple of weeks of the film. But I just thought it was hilarious. It was a story that he was like really testing me. And then he saw that like I'm pretty unflappable and pretty easygoing. And then he didn't like when other people talk to me. Then I was his. So he's no longer here. So, but he's a great actor. It was just a pretty intense relationship we had on our first
Trial by fire.
Yeah. Hey, still doing that accent. I was like, oh God.
I remember that. It wasn't Walking Tall. It was Big Trouble, and you had this palatial hotel suite, and it was in that hotel suite, like on the balcony, where you stapled the jackass across my my butt cheeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and because you were shooting the movie, like you couldn't do any stunts, so like you were like carrying the dead alligator around, putting the fake baby on the roof of the car.
Yeah.
Like
I felt really bad about that because you guys are out there putting it on the line, and I'm like in a hotel suite in Coconut Grove.
and I remember in that palatial hotel suite, you had a suitcase that had like more pill bottles than clothing.
Oh yeah. I rattled when I walked.
Yeah, Henry Thompson.
And like it's pretty incredible how things were back in those days. Like we were just so untethered, and like some people can just put it down. Like I was not, I had to really make it a thing, and you just kind of outgrew all that.
The phase.
Yeah, and like I could kind of saved it more for the road and whatnot because I had a kid and can't. But I don't know. We all got very lucky.
Yeah.
We've all been very lucky.
Almost fell.
Yeah.
We can cut this out, but you guys never talked about, and I don't know if I should even say this, but you guys have matching tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my daughter got this tattoo. Yeah, I actually got this tattoo.
Do you want to cut that out?
I feel like I don't think they were too worried about it.
I've seen it before, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're precious about the fact that we got matching tattoos of the logo on the can of video head cleaner that we were huffing. And that was.
It wasn't nitrous oxide. It was video head tape cleaner.
How'd you guys hear to do that? Like told you?
Someone told me.
No, I remember this super well. It was Pennsylvania. We were shooting Jackass #2, and they were busy filling up like Bam's mom's house with the fake snow to ride snow skis down the stairs, like into the door. Like it was a snow skiing inside the house was the bit. It was taking forever to set up, and like you had just watched a movie about some like country music legend who was
Towns Van Zandt.
yeah, sniffing glue, and so you were far less concerned with the snow blowing operation or the skiing than getting your hands on some airplane model glue.
Yeah.
You were sending off like the PA to go like to airplane model stores and come back with glue, and then like we got back from Pennsylvania, and like I got a message from you, and you said, hey. Full disclosure, I've learned that a video head cleaner is much better, much better than airplane glue, a much cleaner buzz.
Well, someone told me like there's a place on Hollywood Boulevard you can get nitrous oxide.
Check this out. Knoxville hit me up with a note, and I'm thinking, oh, he's going to tell me to take out the whole part about huffing video head cleaner. But his note was that when he said nitrous oxide just then, what he meant to say was amyl nitrate. So, remember, amyl nitrate, not nitrous oxide.
But you can't ask for that. You have to ask for a video head tape cleaner. And if you ask for nitrous oxide, they'll say they don't have it. But if you ask for a video head tape cleaner, they will give you that. So
yeah, it was a porno shop.
Yeah.
It was a porno shop, and it was called like Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
And so somehow you and I you came over at like 8 o'clock in the morning or something. We started our video head cleaner huffing session, and next thing you know, we've got the idea to go get matching tattoos of the logo on the can, and like we went over to the nearest tattoo shop, but they weren't open until like 10 in the morning. So we just sat outside there, right on the sidewalk, just spraying it on a sock, and we sat there until they opened up, and we got our tattoos.
Yeah, Tremaine would get very upset around that time if he walked up to me, because I would just dump it on my shirt and then huff it off my shirt, and if he saw my shirt wet, he would start complaining.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nothing to,
brag about. But
It's good. It's good to steer clear of it.
Are there any scenes in Jackass where you have a stain on your shirt?
Probably not.
Everybody's gonna be looking for the clip.
What do you think about this? Like, I've described that. Because people ask me if it was easier to do stunts because I was loaded. And I said, not really like an issue, because the spirit of Jackass was never to be like visibly intoxicated on the set.
Like if we thought someone was loaded, we wouldn't let them do the stunt.
Right, exactly. And I tell people, like Boogie Nights, at the end of Boogie Nights, like Mark Wahlberg is he's all like messed up on speed, and he's just too high. And Burt Reynolds, the porn director, says, "I'm not going to shoot you in this state." So there are many times on Jackass that were very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot. Tremaine's like, "I'm not going to shoot you like this." And I seem to recall that on that same Jackass #2, that I was supposed to be the one that got the dick branded on my butt cheek, but that Gooch came into my room, because I wasn't to be found at call time, came into my room, and I was like laying there with blue lips because I was all like flopping on the ground with my nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
And Gooch reported that to Tremaine, like, oh, his lips were all blue. He was like flopping on the ground, and inhaling nitrous oxide. And I got the Burt Reynolds treatment, and I think that's why Bam ended up with the dick brand.
I don't think that was your only time getting the old Burt Reynolds treatment.
Definitely not. But man, like, it's so great to be able to look back on all of that, and like from a good place.
Yeah, like all our whatever we tried, mistakes.
I mean, back then it wasn't even necessarily mistakes. We were just out of control, and it was working for us.
Yeah.
And then it stopped.
It worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
Until the wheels fell off, and you like have to formulate a new plan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live that way anymore, but I did.
Yeah. Well, dude, I love it. I love you.
I love you, man.
And yeah, man, I appreciate you. I think that we should make a point to reach out to each other and say, hey, like, let's just get together when it's not for work.
Yeah. Go have a little bagel or a schmear. And were you pulling up our new hot shit skateboard deck?
I think I'm gonna I'm like the way you did the last one was Hart and Knoxville. I'm gonna ask you to do one like that.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And
it's just I wonder if like if it's up here because when we're signing, like,
that's maybe not a bad idea. Yeah, let's
because we're one up top and one down below, or I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. The guys at the warehouse found a pattern in your signing. You always signed Hart Knoxville, like how you normally do.
Yeah.
But then when you take a break or you go on your phone or if you went to the bathroom and came back, the first signature was always Johnny Knoxville.
It was just random. Like every now and then I would screw up, but then it's like, well, somebody gets the full signature.
I think it's a cool little Easter egg people can find.
And look at this penmanship, Steve-O.
I think
you
that
get a strongly worded text.
I think that is smaller than. I think you get more real estate. But then again, I don't know. Well, with that, we'll see. Whatever ends up on the website.
When are these available?
Right now.
They're available now.
They are available now.
Available now.
And,
Do we wait until this comes out?
Yeah. Now
Before
means...
Oh, so do we tell people about the skateboards now, or
Yeah, they're
This
available
episode's
now.
next week, right?
This episode's next week. We will have signed.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, but
boards
next
by
week
then.
this will be today.
Yes.
So there you go.
Okay, so have we got a day scheduled to sign the boards?
We'll get one to you early before this comes out.
Okay.
All right. They are available now, so everybody go to steveo.com for the new Johnny O 2.0 skateboard and Steve-O's bucket list. The wildly messed up and tonally dark.
No, now.
Multimedia.
Exciting, very exciting, groundbreaking,
Awesome.
hilarious.
I love you, Captain, man.
Love
Thank
you, buddy.
All right. Did I tell you or what? He really opened up about his checkered past, and I thought it was great. I also think this is great. Ladies and gentlemen, the Johnny O 2.0. And if I'm going to tell you, we don't have many of these. We're trying to get more. We can't. Man, so hurry up and grab it at steveo.com. And as always, my beautiful street team, I love you so, so much. Yeah, dude. See that? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wild Ride with Steve-O. This one is a good one. We got a king of comedy, a guy who I relate to very intimately. And, what else can I say, man? I'm really excited about this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Dunham. Yeah, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for joining us. This is my co-host, Scott Randolph.
How you doing?
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Good.
And
Wait. What's the one little rectangular tat? I see one little tiny
This
rectangular
one?
tat. Yeah, what's that?
It's a blue square with a wave in the middle.
Does it mean anything?
No, I don't have any tattoos that mean anything
show him
really.
your pot leaf.
My pot leaf.
Here,
I got a pot leaf.
He went to go get a palm tree, and it just looks like a pot leaf.
Yeah.
Nice.
What else do I got? Oh, we'll talk about that later.
they're all pretty bad. My dog
They're
Wendy.
all pretty bad.
Yeah, my dog Wendy is sitting here. I think she knew that we were going to have you, and she wanted to look like a puppet.
That's Steve's doll.
Normally she lays down. Wendy, lay down.
So, Steve-O, I missed the news the past few days. So, could you? I know all your viewers and listeners must know, but so duct tape to the billboard? Is that what it was?
It was that one. It was in August, so it's been a couple. It's been a couple months, but I had this really, really provocative, crazy, adults only multimedia comedy special called Gnarly, which I distribute direct to consumers streaming from my website, steveo.com, and I wanted to promote that, so I bought a billboard, duct taped myself to it, got all kinds of great press. But you know what, dude? It's such a great entry point to talk to you because, of course, Jeff Dunham, the not only the world's most famous ventriloquist, but probably the only famous ventriloquist.
Yeah, there's a good reason for that.
Right, but now one night,
Small union.
one night, I was holed up in a hotel room on tour somewhere, and it's not even usual for me to watch TV, but I turned on the TV and just sat there and watched an entire hour-long documentary about you.
Oh,
And Well, yeah, dude, it was fascinating, and I related so intimately to your struggle with trying to sell comedy specials. If I remember right from the documentary, I think you taped your own comedy special, but nobody would buy it. Is that right?
Yeah, what happened was, this was back in '05, I guess. And I was in the comedy club world, and I was at the top of the food chain in that. But I couldn't get any higher. It was the glass ceiling. You know, nobody would take me seriously beyond that. Selling out clubs all over the country, but no television. So who wanted to be the executive that failed with the show about the ventriloquist? You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to be that guy. So nobody would give me a special, nothing. I'd get on, Evening at the Improv and all those things. So my management at the time did one of those deals, and they said, look, if Jeff films a special, will you, I'm sorry, this was after I'd filmed it. I filmed it, and I paid for it myself. And back then, that was a lot of money. I think I spent $150,000. It was a lot of cash. And the special was great, but nobody wanted it. So my management went to Comedy Central, and they said, look, we'll give you this guy. Will you please put him on, and we'll give you this other guy that's more famous as well. So it was one of those kind of deals. So Comedy Central said, okay, we'll take Dunham. We'll play it one time, and that's it, and stop bothering us. And they said, fine. So it aired on a Friday night, and then on Monday, we called them for the ratings, and they said, we think there's been some kind of mistake. We'll get back to you. But, doing comedy clubs for 20 years, I built that grassroots following all over the place. So when people tuned in, it was like the numbers were off the charts, and they couldn't get the second one fast enough. So that was a cool time in life.
Man, that's great. Like in my case, it's not that that I bring props or anything, but I was fighting uphill, like you said, doing very well in the comedy circuit, but couldn't get anywhere else. And I think that there's sort of a built-in resistance to the jackass guy as a stand-up comedian, And where I thought I cracked the code was, I got my first special. It came and went with like very mediocre viewership. And as I put together my subsequent hour, one night performing on stage, it just struck me, oh my God, all of these salacious, crazy, true stories I'm telling, like for the most part, happened on camera. So I can keep developing this act and then in post-production actually edit the footage of said stories into it so that it's a fully multimedia presentation. We've never seen that before, like the comedian standing there holding the mic, except the stuff I'm talking about is edited in. And I was like, wow. So I just immediately set out to start recording my performances, putting it all in the computer, editing it together. It worked fantastically well. And I was absolutely, completely just convinced that this was going to be where I cracked the code, and then everybody had to recognize me, and and I funded the special because of the multimedia, and I went and filmed all these extra things to like have vignettes. With all of the vignettes, I spent more like $300,000 on it. Wow. And nobody would buy it. And I was in that position with this special that is my baby, and I loved it. It's so great. It's the one called Gnarly, which I duct taped myself to the billboard for. Nobody would buy it. And here I was watching your documentary, and it said, you had this special, nobody would buy it. And I was like, that's me. We're kindred spirits, But I almost think that it turned out to be a blessing rather than a curse that nobody would buy it, because what I did was, build a player into my website with, streaming it right there with my own little paywall, and I got my money back. I even made some money on it. So
wow, that's great.
And I own it forever. Really cool. So
yeah, the world is so different right now. It's almost like you don't need anybody anymore. It's because so like my special's coming up on Friday after Thanksgiving, and
I think we can go ahead and call that tomorrow because this will come out on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh.
So as people are just watching this freshly, it's coming out tomorrow. And if today is the day after Thanksgiving, then tune in right now. Where are they watching it?
8 o'clock on Comedy Central, Eastern and Pacific, and the middle time zones, Mountain and Central. It screws me up. I don't know how it works. By the way, when I moved to Los Angeles, I grew up in the Central time zone, so I moved to Los Angeles. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in 5 different countries.
Oh my God. Never mind.
He's a triple national.
Yeah.
Never mind. But when I moved out to California, it's like, what do you mean football comes on at 10 a.m.? That's not right. No wonder nobody goes to church out here.
It's so funny that when I moved to California, I was furious that the bars closed at 2 a.m. It's totally different, but still the same.
What part of the Central Time Zone did you grow up?
I was in Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I lived there for many years and then came out here and that was it.
You've been very faithful to Comedy Central. Am I correct? You've had previously 6 comedy specials.
Well, I slept around after a little while. So I was with them. If you say 6, then I'll believe you. That sounds about right. And then for a little while, I left them and did 1 on NBC and then 2 on Netflix. But now we're back to Comedy Central. And I have of the top 4 specials on highest ratings ever. I have the 3 of those.
Wow.
So it's really nice to come back and it's great. But it's one of 3. So apparently, if this one goes well, there's going to be 2 more after this. But here's the weird part. I don't know if this was in the press release or whatever it was. And this is true. Not one of these jokes had I ever told to any other human being on the planet before I walked on stage that night and taped the special.
Oh,
because
my God.
Yeah, usually what I would do is spend 18 or 24 months building the show joke by joke and bit by bit. You build it on the road.
Sure.
And you make sure it works. You do it over and over again and just make sure you got it down. This time, like everybody, I'm sitting around, and I don't know how the road warriors have done it. The guys that have been on the road forever, like rock bands and the crews and all that. What are the stories that are going to come out? What are these guys doing with their time?
Yeah, are you making reference to the pandemic?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
And I was sitting around going, what the hell am I going to do? And then I saw a couple other guys come out with specials, and I thought, you know what, I can do this too. So got together with a handful of my writer friends, and we wrote all the stuff. And then for 2 weeks, I sat in my office for 5 and 6 hours a day, just cobbling this stuff together, putting the right jokes for the right characters, rewriting and putting it all together, all on the computer. Didn't practice it for anybody. Didn't say it. Didn't even tell a joke to my wife, none to my friends, and walked on stage and I thought, I don't know if this is going to work. So basically what I did was I talked Comedy Central into buying an open mic night.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great.
So when was this taped?
3 weeks ago.
Holy crap. What did the audience look like? I'll tell you, if that audience looked anything like I do right now, then it looked sweet, because I'm feeling fit and frankly jacked. Why? Because I'm training smart, man. I know when to train. How? Well, I got my Whoop app. It tells me, like, for example, today is Green Day. It's go time, baby. And so I'm going to be working out like crazy. The last time I went surfing, it just automatically knew, like, you went surfing. It's because my Whoop band, I wear it on my right wrist. This thing is the most badass fitness tracker in the world. Connects to the app, knows exactly how much I slept, like how much I recovered, what my activities were, how much I'm ready to train in the morning. And speaking of training, I'm getting ready to go on a big old badass bike ride from Los Angeles all the way to San Diego and down the coast, mind you. It's going to be way over 100 miles, and I'm ready. You know why? Because I'm training smart, and I'm training good. Yeah, thanks to my Whoop app, and I want you to try it. So you're going to go to whoop.com, WHOOP.com. You're going to sign up, and when you check out, use the promo code steveo. You get 15% off. Again, that's 15% off at checkout when you use the promo code steveo at whoop.com. Really, it's making me fitter, more rested, happier, and healthier. And I want the same for you, so try it out. Now let's talk about this audience.
Oh, it was great. We did it in Malibu, and this is how stupid I am. I've been living here for 30 years, and I'm 15 miles away from Malibu. I always thought Malibu was like the beach, and that was it. I had no idea that there was like canyons and mountains in Malibu, because somebody said, we found a good venue in Malibu. I'm like, oh, that's great. We'll have the beach behind us, and we'll see some waves. Yeah, it'll be nice. No. It was in the mountains in the canyon. It was at a winery, and it was great. Calamigos Ranch.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that the place that has the giraffe that makes everybody mad? No.
That's something different.
No. Actually, it's not. Calamigos Ranch. I just shot there for something super top secret.
Is that right?
Yeah, pretty recently. Yeah.
It
had a huge Ferris wheel. Was there a Ferris wheel there?
Man, we're talking about two different places.
Yeah, giraffes and Ferris wheels.
Right. Okay, it's George Clooney's tequila.
Yeah, so it was 100 people, and everybody properly socially distanced, and everybody had on masks. And you know what's funny is Comedy Central didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to put press to this thing until after 2 weeks had passed to make sure that we weren't a super spreader.
Nice.
But then I'm like, well, what if we had been a super spreader? Would you have just trashed the special and like never shown it? I didn't understand what the point was, but
It's a good question.
apparently we did everything right and nobody died. So there you go.
So when
Yeah.
you're, I'm Paul, by the way. I'm off camera, Jeff. Nice
dude,
to meet
I
you.
forgot to introduce Paul.
No worries. No
I was
worries
too
at
excited.
all. But going into this show, I assume it was a totally different feeling because normally it's like you toured it, you're confident in these jokes. Was it a different feeling walking on stage for this show where no one had heard these jokes yet?
Well, you know, my normal audiences are, you know, this is the arenas. It's like between 6,000 and 10,000. So this should have been somewhat of a shock. But I've been sitting around for months, you know, doing jokes for my 5-year-old twin boys and the dog. So to walk on stage after 8 months, having not been anywhere, and then you got 100 people ready to see you, it wasn't as much of a shock as I thought it would be. Had I gone one night from, you know, a bunch of people in an arena to this, then that would have been shocking. But it was just kind of a relief as a performer. It's like you gotta have the drug. And so, you know, and I wasn't really worried about it because, you know, as comics, you build those bits from timing. You can, from just timing and presentation, you do the thing enough times, you can start getting laughs where you never thought there'd be laughs before because you think of new stuff and just add a joke here and a line there. This I wasn't as worried about because it was just joke, all related jokes, a routine that was kind of built. But it wasn't like, you know, there were none of the nuances that would have happened had this been, you know, performed 100 times. So I know I wasn't scared. It was like either this is going to work or it's not going to work. But, you know, audiences like that, they have to jump through fiery hoops to get there, meaning they really want to be there. They had to go through testing. They had the thing shoved up their face 3 days before. So they're ready to laugh, you know?
Cool. And I'm curious also your preparation, like, because there's a skill set involved too, which is the ventriloquism. Like, how much is spent on mastering the ventriloquism, and how much is spent on like the comedy?
Well, ventriloquist wise, it's kind of like learning to play a sport or an instrument. Once you got it, you got the basics down, and it's not that big a deal. So I'm just on stage talking and moving a dummy. That's about it.
Nice.
So yeah, there wasn't really, you know, maybe I was a little out of practice on the not moving the lips kind of thing, but you know. Otherwise, it's like it is just like riding a bike. What's the dog's name again?
It's Wendy.
Wendy. Why Wendy?
You know, it's the first name that popped into my mind when I found her in the streets of Peru.
What the hell? The streets of Peru. And how do you get a dog from Peru to here? I guess it's not a big deal.
It wasn't a big deal for me because I was shooting a television series down there, and the production took care of all of the jumping through hoops and red tape, and all I had to do was pick her up at the airport.
That's pretty great.
Dude, this dog goes with me everywhere, man.
That's nice. So is this a tour bus? What are you on right now?
It's an RV. It's an RV. I use it as my movie trailer, the adventures of my surf hobby and weekend camping trips, and it's our podcast studio and soon to be a mobile tattoo shop. Because
that's nice. So an RV meaning it's got the engine. It's not a trailer.
Correct. It is built on a Dodge ProMaster, and it's got a bathroom. It's got a shower. It's a toilet and a shower, a wet bath.
We just bought an Airstream and drove it up to Montana to visit my one of my daughters. So that was an experience. What's funny nowadays is, you know, you see people all over the highways now that are complete amateurs and don't know how to pull a trailer. They're flipping them over all the time. You know that, right?
Oh, dude, that's great, man. I had a smaller van, and I was trying to do this thing with skateboard ramps. So I rented a trailer. I could not reverse with a trailer to save my life. Like, is that something that you ever figure out?
Right. Yeah, that's the hard part. No, we pulled into this one campground, and it was like, you know, you want to pull through. You don't want to have to back it in. And we pulled into this place in the evening. The sun was going down. And of course, everybody there is a complete, you know, everybody's well seasoned. It's all old guys. They know what's going on. And here I come, hardly ever having backed up a trailer in my life. And this thing's 33 feet long. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And it's not a pull through. I got to back it in. And I said to my wife, just get out. You know how to do this. Just, you know, point which direction if I start going the wrong way. And it was one of those where God was having a boring day, and he said, I'm going to help this chucklehead out. I mean, I pulled it in one shot perfect, and I got out, and the guy goes, "Wow, that was nice, dude." I'm like, "Thanks, man. Yeah, not hard." It was total lucky shot.
Wow. Oh my
cool.
God, I was the worst with it.
I'm horrible. We have my street here. We live at the end of the cul-de-sac, and there's no way in hell that you can drive that trailer down here and turn around. So I had to back it a quarter of a mile down a winding street. It took an hour to go a quarter of a mile.
That'll get you good.
Yeah, I looked like an idiot.
What made you want to get the Airstream? Was it that when you're on your arena tour, you're living on a tour bus, and you just fall in love with that mobile home kind of a setup?
Yeah, well, the tour bus lives in Pennsylvania. I don't know why. It just does. And so for the family, though, we needed, something that I could do, because I've driven my own bus before. I actually stole my own tour bus once. And look, I got nothing on you. I can't tell any stories that you'll be impressed with. But there was one day, one morning that we had, it was one morning on a Sunday morning. My crew and everybody's asleep, and I get up and there's my tour bus sitting at the arena, and I'm like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, there's nobody around here, and I don't know where we were, somewhere in the southeast. It was a Sunday morning, nobody was on the streets, and I'm like, I'm gonna drive this thing around. So I'd watched my driver Dana. I'd watched him a few times, so I knew how to start it up, and I thought, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm gonna drive this damn thing around. So I got one of my buddies with me, and he started the camera, and we did a Facebook Live, and I started this thing up and just started driving around town, and I kept bottoming out. Every time we go over a slight bump, it's like, yeah. I'm like, what the hell? There's got to be a button around here, because I knew I was low riding it. I didn't, I should have used the airbags or something to pick it up. But we drove around town. I kept bottoming the damn thing out, tearing up the street, and we went to Starbucks. So. And my bus driver told me later that his phone started to explode. He said all kinds of people started calling him and saying, "Jeff has stolen your tour bus." And he goes, "No, it's his tour bus. He can crash it if he wants to." Wow. Anyway, yeah, I can't impress you, dude. So
no, dude, I love that. And you had me at arena. Like the whole idea. Now, we spoke to a comedian who does an arena tour, or Gabriel Iglesias. He talks about every single show is the full catwalk, the whole, he says you can't go into an arena and just stand there with a microphone. You got to bring them that whole experience. And he had semi trucks he was talking about. How many semi trucks does it take to put on a Jeff Dunham show at an arena?
I'm not into effects and any of that kind of stuff. We have a giant 50-foot video wall that's over my head. And then an amazing sound system and a stage, all the staging and the lights and sound. So we do all those basics, all the important stuff. I don't have anything fancy like a catwalk or any of that crap. But we have 2 semis, and then my tour bus and the crew tour bus and a crew of 12. But that and a merchandise truck. I have crap. I sell crap.
Dude, we love that, man. We love selling crap. We talk to people all the time who just seem to be doing so much better at us, or so much better than us, than we are doing the same things. You got a whole semi truck just for merch?
No, that's a what do you call it? A panel truck. So it's big, but it's not a semi.
Okay.
But they're doing 6,000 to 9,000 people. We're doing 300 to 600. Now we'll probably be doing better because we got upgraded to theaters.
Right,
if you're doing theaters, yeah. And so your per head number is the big deal, I don't know what we do per head. I think it's I can't remember. It's just, oh my God, it's been so long. I'm forgetting all this stuff. But yeah, I bet you can do really well on the per head. What do you guys sell? Do you sell bobbleheads and all that stuff?
Glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked. We do. We got a couple
books,
of different
shirts, posters.
I have a book. We got posters,
sunglasses, socks, hats,
hats,
dick pens,
hoodies, dick pic pens,
hot sauce.
There's pens.
Hot sauce. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. Hot sauce for your butthole.
It's called Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole, and it is available on Amazon. Yeah.
and where did you find the hot sauce company? How did that happen?
It was one of these private label companies, and they had the craziest array of different sauces for us to try. And we tried, and I liked this one kind, and I liked this other kind. and I was actually able to combine them. So technically, I created a completely unique and original hot sauce that
which is available on Amazon.
Which is available on Amazon. It's also available at steveo.com.
All right, I'm going. So it's called Steve. All I got to enter is Steve-O and hot sauce, right? And I'll find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve-O and hot sauce. You got it.
Have your people reach out to me. I'll send you a case. I'll send you a gallon of hot sauce for your butthole.
Yeah, we sell about a gallon.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Oh, that's great. I love hearing stuff like that because I was eating at a fancy steak restaurant once. I was going through the wine thing, and it said Dunham Cellars of wine, and I'm like, Dunham Cellars? Wow, I don't know if I'm related, but I doubt it. So I ended up contacting them, and I said, and they were apparently fans, and so we ended up. They did the same thing. They sent me a bunch of different wines, and I was able to pick 3 different ones, and so we had it on my website for a long time. But it was genius what they did. Is they took their regular bottle of wine, but when somebody would call them from my website and want, the Ahmed Syrah or whatever it was, they would take the wine and they had another sticker made that looked exactly like their label, but it was Ahmed done in the same paper and the same everything, foil. And so they stuck it on there and it looked like we'd done a completely customized wine just for me. And it was just bullshit because it was just their wine with one little sticker of mine on it.
Smart.
And
call that private label.
They sold it for a long time, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if they're Democratic and I lean right or whatever, but I must have told a joke or something because that relationship ended, and I don't know what I did wrong.
They probably made some fuck you money off that and just quit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either that or no. Come to think of it, I don't think many of my fans drink wine, so maybe that was the problem. All mine are beer. Steve, when you go to a comedy club, do you know what food and beverage they stock up on when you go?
I know that as a sober guy, I've been sober for 12 years, yet my audience at the comedy clubs just drinks more alcohol than anybody who ever goes through those comedy clubs. I have the most alcoholic, thirsty audience.
Well, mine was beer. They always had to stock up on beer, bottled beer for some reason.
Budweiser.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Coors for Lone Star, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I believe it, man. So now all the stuff that you sell, like when you're not on the road, like when it's just online, can we plug your website where people buy your merch online?
Sure. Yeah, it's jeffdunham.com, and we're getting ready to open an Amazon store. I have a few things on Amazon, but we're getting ready to open an Amazon store. But yeah, jeffdunham.com. I don't know. The stuff that we've come up with has been great, and I love. Do I have anything in here? No, I got bobbleheads, and none of my stuff's in here. It's all toys. But we have bobbleheads. We have talking animatronic dummies or dolls of my characters. We have actual full-size ventriloquist dummies of my characters.
Oh, wow.
But we have the T-shirts and all the typical stuff. And they just did a Funko Pop, just like they did with Gabe, and those went real well. And I made the mistake of saying, okay, guys, we're going to sell the autographed ones, but let's not put a limit on them.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes to sign 10,000 Funko Pops?
I just did 12,000 signed prints for charity with Tony Hawk.
You're retarded too.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
And that's it. We sell all this stuff all the time, and then when we do the one damn thing for charity, that's when we go gangbusters. Like,
and you didn't get a piece of it,
not
right?
a penny. I made an actual point of 100% of the proceeds go to charity, and we're sitting there doing all the work to fulfill.
I'm
12,
still
000
working on it.
12,000 orders, and it's just like, wow, that was the hit.
and what was it? What was the thing?
It was, I got together with Tony Hawk, the legendary skateboarder, and we pushed 2 ramps up against a wall so that we could come at, a good clip, and you ride up the ramp, and then you're doing this sort of a large wall ride. And he went up a bigger ramp than I did, so kind of as a double rainbow, we're both riding on the wall together. And then we came down on a ramp and successfully pulled it off. It's a pretty impressive photo. And we both signed the 12,000 prints. So.
It's so funny. I've had a couple people reach out to me on the website, and they're like, "Hey, you guys sent me the wrong product. This isn't what I ordered." And I'm like, "Can you send me what we've sent you?" And it's the same picture, but it's sideways. And I'm like, "Turn it upright." And they're like, "Oh fuck, I'm an idiot." I've had that like 4 times happen with that print, dude. It's so funny.
I don't know, man. But okay, so when people go to jeffdunham.com, they order how much is a full size ventriloquist dummy?
I don't know. When I say full size, it's like full size like kid size. It's like 40 inches tall, something like that.
Uh-huh.
We were selling them for $100. We got Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. He's for $100, but it's good because it's got the mechanism and the whole deal with the head on the stick.
Sure. That sounds like a great deal. And and how does that order get fulfilled? Is it
we have a warehouse and got a couple people working in there. When I go on tour, you know, it's all hell for them because they're packing pallets and shipping out pallets and all that. So now it's been kind of a downtime for them. But as a husband and wife, and they run the warehouse, and every once in a while we have temp people come over when orders get heavy. But they run that warehouse, and there's, you know, piles of crap. And, you know, it's really interesting to me when something goes out of fashion or something we don't sell, because, you know, you're always going to have X number of those things. And so I like going in there and just going through the crap that I forgot about. Every once in a while, we'll give that stuff to either the military or to charity or whatever, because it's shirts. And, you know, I can't remember. Somebody sent me a picture one time of some poor kid in like East Africa or something like that. And he had on one of my shirts.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, I don't know if I should feel good about that or bad about that. You know,
it's so cool to hear you say that, because we just like it's a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, maybe, we got the keys to our first warehouse. We're renting a warehouse, and we're actually the ones fulfilling our own orders, because this third-party fulfillment center that we were using, I mean, we were one of 3,600 clients there, and it we just felt lost in the shuffle, and we decided, you know what, we can do better by our people if we do it ourselves.
Yeah, nobody loves you more than you. And so, you know, like Eleanor Roosevelt? Yeah. It said, if you're going to do something right, do it yourself. So that's the way we did the same thing. We had a third-party fulfillment company, and they were, you know, I never felt like it was done right, and I knew they were getting too much money, and we thought, nope, saying exactly what you did. We thought, nope, we're going to get a warehouse, we're going to hire some people and make it a family thing, make it all in-house. And it's been great. The only trouble is I got to give bigger bonuses at Christmas.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice too, because like I'm really impatient, especially in business. And if we're paying money, I want it now. And like now that we have our own fulfillment house, it's like if I want something done, it gets done immediately versus sending an email, getting a response back. Then 3 days later, it's like it's too late. So now that we're in control, it's fantastic. I made the mistake of looking at the dummy behind you, and it keeps staring at me, and now I'm kind of freaking out.
Is it this over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, those are old. Those are really old dummies, and that were made during the Depression.
I wasn't even ready for how interesting the story about those dolls was going to be. But you know how I said I'm a healthier guy these days? Let me tell you, I've been getting laid a lot. I've been getting laid really good. And check out my little chunk of puss over here. Yeah, honey.
Somebody say getting laid?
Yep. And you know what else I'm doing in a real healthy way? Pooping. Here's a news flash for you. Yeah, news flash. The human body was not designed to poop sitting down on a toilet. No, the human body is designed to be standing up and squatting like that. That's why I use Squatty Potty. Come check this out. I mean, you sit on the toilet right there. This Squatty Potty stool elevates your legs, puts you in that healthy squatting position for a complete, total evacuation. And by evacuation, I mean get all that sloppy poop out. Poop completely. Yeah, we got Squatty Potty on every single toilet, and I won't poop without it. I hate having to improvise. If I'm on the road, it's like, give me a trash can or something. No, a microwave in the hotel room. Yeah, no, I'm serious about this. Squatty Potty is important to me, and I want you to try it. So you're going to go to squattypotty.com/Stevo, and you get 20% off your order. I'm telling you guys, if you're not using Squatty Potty, you're not pooping healthy, and that needs to change. So, one more time, you're going to go to squattypotty.com/Stevo. You get 20% off your order. And you're going to thank me for it. Now, let's hear about those dolls.
The little tiny one there with the orange hair, that's called Mortimer's Nerd. He's a little plastic one that I got. That's my first dummy I got when I was in the 3rd grade. But these other two, as well as those guys up there, those were all built during the Depression by two brothers with zero education on how to do it, and they became like the Porsche of ventriloquist
Wow.
dummy.
Wow.
I love
Let me
that.
show you real quick. Hold on. Let me see. I think I can get his head
Oh
off.
man, you know, I was gonna feel like a jerk asking you to hold up a dummy for the thumbnail, but looks like I'm gonna get it anyway.
So this is not.
Right? You got to believe that a Jeff Dunham thumbnail for the podcast performs better
Of
if he's
course.
holding a dummy.
No, don't use this one. This is not one of my characters. This is one that
Okay.
was built like years and years ago.
Wow.
But let me show. This is a typical ventriloquist dummy, but not. You know what I mean? What I love about my characters is that they're not the typical ventriloquist dummy. But what's amazing about this guy is all the stuff that he does.
Jesus, dude.
Dude,
Yeah, so it's like there's the mouth, there's the upper lip. Let me get him a little closer here.
I've really felt badly for the people who are listening only on the audio only
Oh,
version.
shit.
Well, they
Sorry.
got to go to YouTube and
Yeah,
check
they're
it
just
out.
gonna have to
dude.
come
Yeah.
check it out. That's all.
Well, I'll describe it. So there's the mouth moves, the upper lip moves, the eyebrows move.
Wow.
His eyes go side to side and up and down.
And that's
then
from the
it
Porsche
looks-
people?
His hair goes up.
Oh,
He's like this.
dude.
He goes cross-eyed. Oh, that's his nose. You see sniff like that. His ears go out.
Oh,
He looks like this. I think that his nose lights up. You can barely see that. So it's like, but this thing is complicated.
I feel like I'd want a separate hotel room on my rider for that guy, because if I woke up in the middle of the night to piss and he was looking at me, I wouldn't be able to sleep anymore.
Well, let me show you just from a technical thing. Again, you're right. Don't want to bore the people that are only listening, but this is how complicated these things are. So back here
Wow.
you see all
Holy
these
moly.
levers and keys, but that's not what a typical dummy is like.
What
So
year was
that's-
that made?
Huh?
What year was that made?
1937.
It's like Morse code.
Wow.
Yeah. And this thing is probably worth about 25, 30 grand.
Oh my gosh.
That's all? I could totally believe that was worth more.
Oh, it's a piece of Americana. It's a piece of artwork. It's it's amazing.
So am I a
I'll show
jerk
you-
if I ask you to hold up one of your characters?
Yeah, I'll show you my new guy that I created. I created him during the pandemic. And
nice.
Because you have a mask on?
Nah, that would ruin everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That nobody's mouth is moving.
Please don't tell that joke. You know how many people have sent me memes and jokes like, "Hey, your job's really easy now. You can wear a mask."
Yeah.
So, but this guy I created online, and we did a series of YouTube videos as I created him, all the way from sculpting the head, all the way through the 3D scanning and the 3D printing. And
Yeah, that's what it said in your documentary, that you're so involved in actually making these characters, building these puppets yourself.
Yeah, I do it all myself. But let me show you this guy. So this guy, we all have our internet trolls, and so he's an internet troll. And we had a naming contest online, and some guy came up with this name, and I thought it was great. But we named him Earl, but it's spelled URL.
Nice.
Where did the name dummy come from? Like, why did they call it a dummy? Is there any?
That's a Google question. I have no idea. I should know the answer.
A
to that.
dummy, like it's a dummy, like it's something that's fake. I don't know.
I feel like you hurt their feelings.
Well, this is Earl, and
What's up, Earl?
This is the genius part of him that I like. It's like this,
That's cool.
and yeah, like for sure, I get to talk to like Steve-O. That's like my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, man, he's not going to say anything mean about me.
No. Yeah. So anyway, I have never used him in a show, and I was going to use him on the special. That's on tomorrow at 8:00 Pacific and Eastern. I was going to use him on the show, but it takes a long time to develop the character and to really figure out who he is, because I got to get to know him. Because I pride myself in being more of hopefully a comedy writer. Because if I come up with one setup, one question, if I'm a good comedy writer, every one of those characters will have a different answer for it.
Mhm.
So I haven't gotten to know that guy well. There's two characters in my career that did not work out, and it's because I could not think like them. Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, I understand that guy. We all get that mad every once in a while. We don't really kill people, but you envision it maybe now and then. There's Bubba J, the redneck guy. I grew up in Texas. I get that. There's Peanut, my little wild and crazy purple guy. There's Walter, my curmudgeonly old man. All those things I get. But when I created the female character for a movie called Dinner for Schmucks, we got all the rights for me be able to use her in my act after the movie. I could not think like a woman. I couldn't write jokes. I didn't get it. I had other female comics help me write jokes, but it was like a pain in the ass because I had no earthly idea what to say in any given situation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't legit.
Huh?
So, and then the other one, and this was way back when, I was trying to make fun of prejudice. So I came up with Sweet Daddy D, my African American character, the black character, and he was basically my manager, and he was a pimp, and I had a bunch of black writers, like 3 guys, comics, I mean, help me write jokes for him, because I'm like, I know you guys sit around and tell jokes about white people. So just tell me what those jokes are. You're not going to offend me, because I want to know what those white jokes are. I want to make fun of myself and my race. I want to try and turn it around somehow. And it came off okay. I actually used them in a special on Comedy Central, and it came off all right. But it was the same thing. When I would sit there and try and ad lib with him in an interview or try and write jokes for him, it was completely fake, because I had no earthly idea. I can't put myself in the African American's shoes. I have no idea what they lived through. So I couldn't. It just was not. It didn't work.
How much, like, with Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, like that? When did that character begin? When did you first create that character?
Well, it was a year after 9/11, and we hadn't found Osama bin Laden. Nobody knew where he was. Nobody had known what happened to him. Nobody knew. And I looked to Leno and Letterman at the time, and there's nothing funny about 9/11, never will be. I think even 100 years, Titanic jokes now are still kind of, so, too many people died. So with 9/11, you're not going to make fun of that. But Leno and Letterman were making fun of those guys, Osama bin Laden and those guys who did the deed. So I thought, nobody knows where Osama is, but I know where he is. He's half dead, and he's hiding out and living in a suitcase with my characters. And so I was at a store called Oz here in Los Angeles, and they had this bumbling plastic skeleton. And usually what I do when I build a character or try it out, I have a little cheapy version of him first, and I try him out on stage and write the jokes. If it works, then I'll build the real character. And I thought, all right, I'm going to make this bumbling, stupid, idiot skeleton and call him call him the dead Osama. And so I made this bumbling skeleton out of this Halloween decoration, put a little turban on his head, and I thought, I'm not going to chicken out and try and do this someplace far away from ground zero. I sat down and I wrote jokes imagining that there were relatives of people who had died in 9/11, that they were sitting in that audience. What were they a year later ready to hear? What could they joke about? What could help them move forward? And what would be okay? So I wrote that material, and I went to a club called Bananas. There was a few Bananas, but it was 6 miles from ground zero. And I was pretty big in the comedy clubs back then. It was a sold out. The first show was a Friday night, sold out Friday night. And I did my first 45 minutes and everything was great. They all loved me. So I was sold. And then I said to them, there's one sentence we've all been waiting to hear. And that is Osama bin Laden is dead. The roof came off the place. And I said, well, I got a surprise for you. He's here with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Osama bin Laden. And it was like God took a vacuum and sucked out all the air out of that comedy club. And I know they were thinking, what has this asshole from California decided to show us right now? And I pulled this stupid bumbling skeleton out of the suitcase and started going through the jokes. And it was like, it couldn't have gone any better. And that's when I came up with the I kill you thing. And it was freaking awesome. And then I kept doing it year after year after year for about, I guess, like three years, maybe not too long, but 3 years. And then everybody kind of forgot about Osama bin Laden, and I took him out of the act. And then come 2007, my second comedy special comes along, and I thought I better put 2 new characters in besides my old ones. And I thought, that old dead Osama worked, but I always like to keep my specials evergreen. So if you look at it 10 years later, it's still funny, and you're not like, making Richard Nixon jokes. So I thought, I'm going to change it from Osama bin Laden, and instead of offending one person, I'm going to offend an entire group of dangerous people. And so I called him Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. We didn't say where he was from. We didn't say where the accent was. There's even a point, and didn't say he was Muslim. He would make a point of saying he's not Muslim. I didn't want people think I was making fun of their religion. So brought him back and then created that iteration of the current iteration of him, and started doing that, and it went over great in the special. And then we came out with a song called Jingle Bombs, which went bananas on YouTube, and it went worldwide. And that's when I started getting credible death threats.
Wow.
And but it was off to the races after that. So it was because of Ahmed and Jingle Bombs and Comedy Central and that special that kind of put me where I am now.
Who were the death threats coming from?
Coming from the puppet that you just held up.
The credible ones where we got the FBI involved. My ex-wife? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They were from the other side of the world. We don't really know. But I tell you, there's the negative and there's the positive, because so many people embraced that. I was getting letters from the military from all over the world. I was getting letters from from parents of guys and women in the military. We started selling little dolls of Ahmed. I was sent pictures of Ahmed sitting up in the window of military helicopters. They would make it artwork on the nose of the aircraft. It was unbelievable. And I also heard that on good authority that there were businessmen in Iraq sitting around at lunch going, "I kill you," and laughing. So
That's funny, dude.
Oh, and when I went and did a show in Abu Dhabi, I thought, oh, this is terrifying. And all the front row was all the guys in the dish dash and the Muslim outfits and all that stuff, and all the women were a few rows back. And of course, Ahmed was their hero. But then 2 nights later, I'm in the middle of Tel Aviv, Israel, for 2,000 Jewish people, and guess who their favorite character was? Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. I figured out the difference, though. The Muslims love him because they think he's one of them. The Jews love him because he's dead.
Okay. Wow, man, that's great. It just, I get the sense that that you've got diplomatic immunity. I'll never forget one time I became friendly with some gangster rappers, like known as the G Unit. And I went into their studio. This was so long ago, but I went into their mixtape studio, and I was like, oh, who are you guys beefing with? Like, who's the feud? And they would like mention something. I'd be like, they'd give me a name, and I'd be like, oh, that guy. Like, oh, I'll kill that guy. Like, oh, and I'm on a hot mic, and I'm just trying to engage in like really scary, And then I met Dave Chappelle. So like shortly after that, I said, Dave, dude, I think I might get killed by a rapper. I think because I was in the studio talking all this trash on all these like really legitimately scary gangster rappers. And he said, oh, come on, Steve. He says, you're Steve-O. You got diplomatic immunity.
That's really
you
funny.
can say whatever you want.
What? Again, we have parallel things going on, because my thought has always been, do you really want to be the terrorist who kills the puppet guy?
That's true. I thought very, very much exactly the same thing. There's nothing tough about picking on Steve-O. Yeah. I think
so we could do a tour together of offending people and no one would care.
Right. I think we see very much eye to eye on that. And where, like, when in the beginning I told you how much I related to this kind of a fresh take, an original approach to comedy, and nobody wants to try the new thing, Well,
the thing is, I think my problem is that it's an old and tired an art form, and everybody makes fun of the prop guys. They make fun of the jugglers and the ventriloquists and the variety acts. And ventriloquism is even worse, because even in vaudeville days, we weren't the main act. We were the guys that were shoved out on stage while they closed the curtain and reset the show for the real variety acts. So we were just between. And it wasn't until a guy named Edgar Bergen came along in the 30s and had a #1 radio show for 10 years. He was like the Seinfeld of the radio era that it became a mainstay. But look, I know what I do and I get it, and it's lame. Even I look at my own publicity shots and go, really? There's a grown man sitting there with 5 dolls, and he pretends he's talking to them, and people buy it. Is this really? This is why I think we live in a simulation, because the fact that I'm selling out arenas with the dummies is like, there's a guy and a son playing a video game somewhere. And the son says to the dad, let's make a ventriloquist really famous and sell out giant venues. And the dad goes, you're nuts. But yeah, that sounds fun. Let's try that. Right. I mean, dude, I saw it on the news that like the highest level of scientists suggested that we really might be actually living in some kind of a man-made computer simulation, and that's what we're actually living in. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff to point to make it seem like, okay, what the fuck?
That's weird.
Exhibit A, Jeff Dunham.
Right. And you know, what you just said, too, about the ventriloquists, they were the guys that got shoved out while, you know, they put the curtain to reset. I don't know if you know this, but my first profession was circus clown. I was...
oh, no. Wow. Oh, I remember somebody saying that a long time ago.
I was a circus clown and a graduate of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College. And,
Wow.
and when I worked in the circus, it was 100% so that they could be setting up and breaking down the trampoline. Like, I'd be like, hey, look over here. Don't look at what they're setting up and breaking down over there.
Wow, you guys are alike, dude.
And how long did you do that?
I did it for... I didn't get a contract with Ringling Brothers after graduating clown college, which is pretty sad because it was like... It wasn't a high-paying job. Right? And then I did get a contract for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. I was a clown on cruise ships for 6 months. Got fired from that, and then I went to work at the flea market circus, where I distracted from the trampolines.
Hey, hang on, you skipped the best part. How do you get fired off a cruise ship? What'd you do?
What it was that I was part of a clown troupe. They were the boss clowns, and then they were trying to sort of like add new tiers. So I worked in a group of 4 clowns. I was one of 4. And we worked underneath the boss clowns. And, you know, we were supposed to be writing material and as well as like going around the ship and entertaining people. And we would perform in the theater at night to open up for the big Vegas style show. And it was just that I had like a whole bunch of cool bar tricks up my sleeve. I had all these like little things I do. I had this idea of what I thought was rad. And I didn't really care for the type of comedy that the other clowns I worked with were trying to write. I was just like, I don't think that's funny. I think that sucks. I don't think you guys like are really rad with your skills. They'd be like working on their little bits, and I just have my earphones in and I'd be practicing my juggling. You know, like I was disrespectful of them, and I felt like I didn't have to worry about it because when it came time to entertain people, I really had the goods. Like, you know, but what happened was, all 3 of the other clowns went to the cruise ship brass. Not even just the boss clowns, but the brass of the cruise ship. And they said, look, if Steve-O comes back for another contract, we all quit. It was a clown mutiny.
Wow. Oh, well.
I know, but had I not been fired from that job, I would have missed out on the Jackass pilot.
Wow.
Because they got me off that ship just in the nick of time to go shoot for the Jackass pilot. And had that not been the case, I would have been juggling oranges in the middle of the damn Caribbean Ocean on a stupid cruise ship, and I never would have.
And you wouldn't have the RV, and you wouldn't
Wendy
have
from
the
Peru.
Scott and Paul, and or Wendy from Peru.
Right. And it was, I went out and shot for the pilot for Jackass, and once that was in the can, I came back and I got the job at the flea market circus. And I worked there for another...
What did you do with the flea market circus?
This was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It was the largest flea market, swap meet, and actually the record they hold is the largest drive-in movie theater with 14 screens, I believe, drive-in movie theater at the flea market. Plus, it's an amusement park, and they had a circus, like a full-on, like one-ring circus with 3 elephants and a tiger, which really upset me. And I showed up. I said, hey, man, I'm a clown. I'm a graduate of clown college. They said, you start tomorrow.
Wow.
And I showed up the next day.
What did you do?
Well, I essentially,
Drugs.
I auditioned. I did drugs, yeah. I auditioned in an actual show. You know, like they just show up and, all right, get out there, show us what you got. And here we're at the flea market. They liked everything that I did. I had different gags that I stole from the circus. I had some stuff that was unique to me. I would do a skateboard act, a fire breathing acrobatics act, a balancing act.
Imagine this guy comes in for an interview and you're like,
all right, Jeff, I made a lot of kids cry. All right.
did you quit or did you get fired?
That one I got fired because I got fired for every job I ever had. When I got the call, that the Jackass pilot was ordered to series, and they said that they're going to come out to Florida to film me for the first season of the series. I went in and told the circus owners, like, hey guys, I'm going to be famous. It's going to be great. And MTV's going to come. They're going to film this show. And just on the exact day I said that would happen, Knoxville showed up at the circus with the camera crew, and the circus owner comes to me and says, what are these assholes doing here filming my elephants? I said, it's MTV. They're not... I told you they were coming. They're not gonna like do anything and get themselves in trouble. Like, he says, he just gave me this grumpy whole thing, and then I just like I told him I would. I went off and filmed for 5 days, came back bandaged up, having been bitten by a shark, all beaten up and hung over, and I showed up back for work. I said, all right, I'm back. They said, we don't have it in the budget to keep you around anymore.
Wow.
You're like, but I'm $6 an hour.
You don't even pay me.
You pay me beer. I mean,
I made $500 a week, and I was always owing the drug dealer. I always had to go to the drug dealer when I got it.
$500 a week is pretty good for back then, huh?
Right,
that is pretty
and
good.
they gave me in cash, and then all of a sudden I got like the tax form W-9. I was like, what? What?
So tell me all that. That's all in the book, right? It's a
Yeah, in my
biography,
book,
right?
yeah, that's 100% in my book. Plus, every copy at steveo.com is personally autographed. By hand, I autograph every copy, and you can get yourself. And it's a New York Times bestseller. Plus, it's got a average customer rating on Amazon 5 stars.
And your signature
nice.
looks like a dick.
And my signature looks just like a penis. It's a dickograph.
That's nice.
Oh, that's
Jeff's
good.
just like, what the fuck?
Once again, you taught me there. I don't have anything.
I don't know. He's like, man, we had some stuff in common.
I was going to have you meet my kids, but yeah.
My signature looks like a vagina.
Oh, there you go. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's great, dude. So how long is this special that comes out tomorrow?
Well, it's a typical 44 minutes. It's an hour special, but once you get through with
Short commercial breaks.
44 minutes. Yeah, and we my live show is usually 2 hours, and
Wow.
this thing I had no earthly idea how long anything was, and I'm like, how can I time this with only 100 people? Because with the bigger ones, my timing is different because the laughs would be longer, and I knew the laughs were going to be much shorter with 100 people in there, so. I wrote and came up with, nobody cares, but 2 hours of me talking is about 10,000 words.
Wow.
And so, and so this special was about 11,000 words, and I ended up doing an hour and 20 minutes. So obviously the laughs were much shorter, but then we edited it down to that. And we're in the final edit. Like when I finish with you guys, I know today is the day after. It's on now, but never mind.
Oh,
We got to finish in 2 hours.
So you you're going to deliver it right at the wire.
Exactly. We're gonna deliver it like when we get finished right now.
Man,
no,
that's-
but it's a week out. If you want to talk in real numbers, so what is today? Today is
Today's Sunday.
Today's Sunday. So we deliver it, I think, tonight or tomorrow. And it was when I came up with this idea was 2 months ago. So I've never done
Wow.
anything this fast. Yeah.
Are you stressed out?
I think I'm more stressed out about the airing than I was the performance because one of these things after you've edited and gone back home and watched it 20 times, it's not funny anymore.
Right.
In every single special I've ever done, this is the 10th one. I sit back and I go, I don't know if this is funny. And everybody around me and my wife goes, no, trust us. It's funny. It's good. Don't worry about it. But
Right.
I don't. I think it's funny. It made me laugh the first couple of times I saw it. So, yeah.
How many shows did you do? I mean, typically you do tape the special a couple times so that you can. So you did two.
We always do two. And we ended up using most of one show.
I think that's how it normally goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for me, it literally was. The very first night was, it was the first time I'd ever done the jokes. So we went in and, noodled a few jokes and that had a few punch-ups. And so the second night I had, maybe 10% more jokes and better jokes. And so we used most of that. So
I think that it's gonna do great. I think that when I first heard, oh, Jeff's got a new special coming out, my initial reaction was, man, God, how far in advance have all these networks and streaming platforms been banking these? Like it's getting to. I felt like, oh man, it's getting to the point where it's almost uncomfortable to put out a new special with like a full packed audience because it's so evident that it's so old. But really nice to hear that you've done this just 3 weeks ago with like the full kind of. It's current, it's current, and I think there's going to be a real curiosity as to what it looks like for Jeff Dunham, the arena guy, to film in front of 100 people outdoors in Malibu.
Right. And the taste for a long time with comedy special was to not, in the early days of these comedy specials, you always got the audience shots and you could use them for editing. And then they said, no, we don't want the audience shots anymore. So there were a couple of specials I did where you didn't see the audience at all. And watch a lot of comedy specials now. They never do crowd shots. And I said, no, we have to show the crowd on this, to show everybody in masks, to show what we're in the middle of. It's got to be. And it was as, I tried to make it as down home and charming as possible. It's outside. And so and I think it worked out. And, nobody, I don't think anybody expected it to do as well, for it to go as well as it did. So, and also it's the first time in a long time I've done something that's PG and not PG-13 or R. There's, there was only 2 F-bombs in there, and those were bleeped, of course, for Comedy Central, but those were ad-libs when I was messing with the crowd. Otherwise, it's completely family-friendly. The subject matter is okay. And I wanted to do that because of what you just said, Steve-O. Everybody's sitting around. I think it's the perfect time for families to get together and be able to watch something. Because, what's doing the big numbers on TV right now are the freaking Disney sing-alongs. You want to shoot yourself in the head, but that's what everybody's watching.
Yeah.
That's what people love. And so I thought I can come up with something that grandma and the kids can sit down and watch together and not have to explain too much.
Yeah. Well, that's great, man. That's super good. And I'm glad that we were able to pull this together. Thank you for jumping on this with such short notice.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and it's a pleasure. Somebody like you, I really respect you guys. You're nuts, dude, and I love it. It's congratulations.
Well, hey, I appreciate that a lot, man. It's a high honor, and I really do feel that I relate to you in multiple ways. I think that we're kindred spirits, and I'm a fan, and it's been a real honor to have you on.
Well, that's a compliment. I appreciate it. Same here. And I look forward to coming to see the RV sometime. You come see my Airstream.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll have to hit up that Malibu Beach RV park, even though I don't know if I want to go. We'll find some other place. We'll find some other places.
Meet you at County Line.
Yeah. Do you ever surf?
No, I am the least athletic guy on the freaking planet. I gotta, oh man, I'm like, no. There's a reason in junior high and high school that for my side job I became a DJ. You know why? Because I couldn't dance and I didn't want to dance, so I just spun the damn records.
Great, I love it, man. Well, yeah, it'd be great to get together with our recreational vehicles and have a good old time, man, and
Awesome.
and celebrate the smashing success of your new special. What's the title of it?
Oh, the name of the special, I would lay at night and try and memorize it, but I never got it down. It's Jeff Dunham's completely unrehearsed last-minute pandemic holiday special.
Nice.
Brilliant.
That's great.
Wow, dude, that's bold.
Sums it up right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I came up with that title, and everybody laughed, and I said, let's ask Comedy Central what they think, and, as a joke, and they came back and said, we love it.
Wow.
Yeah, great.
Super cool, man. I think that you've got enough of a body of work that people can trust you that it's going to be great, man. I can't wait to see it.
Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Right on, brother.
Steve-O, Scott, Paul, and Wendy, thanks for the time, you guys.
Wow, what a great memory.
Sure,
Pleasure.
yeah, dude. Is that guy just plain cool or what, man? I'm telling you, really fell in love with Jeff Dunham. And I hope you did too. If you did, go ahead and let him know, man. Just post something on Instagram, tag him. Just let him know that was super cool. You know what? You're super cool too, man. I always appreciate the people who stick around to the very end. And, just need you to know that. I love you, and thank you. Hope you're having a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, dude.